This is Joe Harris, your police reporter speaking. The American Broadcasting Company is about to present another famous jury trial. Fictionized dramatization of a case typical of many taken from court history.
Will everyone please rise? The judge is entering the courtroom.
Be seated.
Irene Miller, the defendant in this murder trial, is a mousy little woman of about 40. The big police matron with her makes Irene look even smaller than she is.
Hear ye, opening session.
I doubt if she weighs 100 pounds. Her lawyer's smiling at her reassuringly, but Irene doesn't seem to notice. She's scared to death.
Judge Gregory A. Harrison presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are the judges of the evidence to be laid before you. Be just and fear not, for the true administration of justice is the foundation of good government.
The people versus Irene Miller. For the people, James McMahon, Esquire, Assistant District Attorney. For the defendant, William J. Walters, Esquire.
The first time I met Irene Miller, the defendant, was the night Bill Krug of Homicide let me work the siren on the police car as we tore out to the home of Roger J. Simpson. Irene Miller was Mrs. Simpson's maid, and she was waiting for us at the door.
Hurry! Oh, please, hurry.
What's the trouble?
I heard a shot. She won't answer me. Oh, please do something.
Now, calm down. Tell me what happened.
Mrs. Simpson upstairs. Her door is locked. I can't get in. Oh, I know something awful has happened.
Show me.
It's right this way.
You're the same lady that called headquarters?
Yes, sir. See, I'm there under the door. Her lights are on. But she doesn't answer me. Oh, I know something has happened. I know something awful has happened.
Please stand aside.
Oh. Mrs. Simpson. Mrs. Simpson.
Wait a minute, lady. Save your breath. The woman is dead. Plugged right through the heart.
Oh, no.
Well, I better phone headquarters and get started on the formalities. I don't want you to touch anything. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the state will submit evidence to prove that Irene Miller cunningly wormed her way into the confidence of Mrs. Florence Simpson for the purpose of larceny. That she alone had both the opportunity and the motive to commit this crime for which she has been indicted by the grand jury. Now, first things first. I would like to review briefly the events that led up to the crime. On the evening of August 10th, Florence Simpson sat at her writing desk in the study of her home. She was writing a letter to her husband who, for better or for worse, had fallen hopelessly in love with another woman.
What is it?
Mrs. Simpson, Mr. Martin is in the library.
Tell him I'll be right there, Irene.
Very well, ma'am.
Oh, darling.
I'm so glad you came. I was going to call you.
Well?
I've given Roger my answer. I just finished the letter.
And?
I've agreed to the divorce, Hal.
Oh, that's wonderful, Flo. I'll make plane reservations for Reno right away for tomorrow.
But, Hal, I'd rather not go tomorrow.
What? I thought you wanted to get it over with as soon as possible.
I do. But tomorrow, can't we wait a few days?
Flo, are you sure you want to go through with our marriage?
Why, of course I do.
You're absolutely sure?
Yes, but that doesn't
All right,
mean...
look. Forget that letter. Phone your husband right now. Tell him what you're going to do in person. I'll get the number.
Wait, Hal.
I'm for getting this over with quickly.
Long distance.
Operator, will you get me Oak Hill, California, 75217?
75217.
That's right.
Will you hold on, please?
Flo, I can't see any reason to postpone your divorce or our marriage. As long as you're sure, we'll both feel better when the whole thing's done. Here, now, take the phone.
This isn't going to be so easy.
Hello?
Hello, Roger?
Flo? How are you?
Oh, I'm all right. I received your letter today.
I suppose you think I'm a dreadful coward.
On the contrary, I called you to tell you I'm going to give you your freedom.
Oh, Flo, I knew you'd understand.
And immediately, Roger.
What was that?
I'm flying to Reno tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes. I want to finish it as quickly as possible and forget it.
Well, really, I
You
didn't...
see, Roger, you're not the only one. I, too, have fallen in love.
Oh, you're joking.
You weren't joking, were you?
Well, no, but... Well, is there anybody I know?
Yes. Hal Martin.
Hal. Huh. How long has this been going on?
What does it matter now? In a few weeks, you can marry the woman you want, and I'll marry the man I want, and we'll both be happy.
You're in love with him, huh? Is he there now?
Yes,
I see. That's the way it is.
that's the way it is. Goodbye, Roger, and good luck.
Well, that's that. Now about a little celebration.
Oh, not tonight, Hal. I'm rather tired. It's been such a long day.
Would you rather be alone?
Oh, you're very sweet. Yes, I would tonight, if you don't mind. You won't be angry.
You're not upset?
No, of course not.
Can I take you to the plane tomorrow?
If you get the reservation, I'll insist on it.
Okay. Good night, darling.
Good night, Hal.
Pleasant dreams.
Hello?
Hello, Flo?
Yes, Roger. What do you want?
Don't you think we ought to have another talk?
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more to talk about.
Look, Flo, I can fly over there in a couple of hours.
I'm sorry. It's no use.
Listen, I've been thinking this whole thing over, and...
Goodbye, Roger. Irene? Oh, Irene?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Simpson.
Irene, I'm going to fly to Reno tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. Will you bring my bags up to my room?
Right away, Mrs. Simpson.
I'll go on up and get some things ready. You mean now? Well, I guess I'll take these. And...
Oh,
Come in, Irene.
will this be enough?
Oh, yes. Put them down there.
Oh.
I've got to be packed by 9 in the morning. We'll do it after breakfast. I'm too tired now.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and Irene,
Yes, ma'am?
I won't need these jewels. You'd better put them away now. I don't want to travel with them. Oh, here, take the rest of them. Here's the key.
Yes. There. Will there be anything
Oh,
else?
that's all, Irene. Leave the key to the safe there on the dresser, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night, Irene.
Good night. And I hope you'll have a fine trip, Mrs. Simpson. If there's anything you need.
And, ladies and gentlemen, sometime during the next few hours, Florence Simpson was shot to death.
Oh.
Well, we will offer evidence that robbery was the motive and that Irene Miller is the only one who could have committed this crime. I call as my first witness Captain Krug. Captain Krug, take the stand, please.
Irene Miller is staring straight ahead, as if she had not heard a single word the prosecutor said. Captain Krug is on his way to the stand. This guy's quite a cop, and he's been around a long time. This is just another trial as far as he's concerned. He's probably seen more murders in his days than he can
Captain
remember.
Krug, will you tell us what happened on the night of August 10th and the morning of August 11th?
I got an urgent call from headquarters to go to the Simpson home. I jumped in the squad car and got there in 5 minutes.
Captain Krug, will you tell the court who met you at the door?
The defendant, Irene Miller.
Please continue.
Well, she was pretty excited and led me to Mrs. Simpson's door. I had to break it in. Mrs. Simpson was lying on the bed. The maid entered with me.
Mrs. Simpson. Mrs. Simpson.
It's no use, lady. Save your breath. The woman is dead.
Oh.
Plugged right through the heart.
Oh.
Well, I'd better phone headquarters to get started on the formalities. Captain Krug speaking. Give me police headquarters.
Oh, why did she do it?
She didn't do it, lady. This woman's been murdered. Oh, Ryan, this is Krug. I'm out at Roger Simpson's place. Yeah, his wife's dead. Now pick up the medical examiner. Hustle out there, will you? Okay, I'll be looking around.
Who could have done such a thing?
Someone she knew?
Why do you say that?
Because there's no sign of a struggle, no distortion in her face. She certainly wasn't frightened. Oh, there it is.
What?
The gun under the bed. See what I mean? People don't shoot themselves and throw the gun under the bed. One shot fired. Ever see this gun before?
No, never.
Who's in this house tonight?
Just Mrs. Simpson?
Do you have any visitors?
Yes, and Mr. Harold Martin.
Who's he?
A friend of Mrs. Simpson.
Where's Mr. Simpson?
Oh, he's away.
Suppose we start from the beginning, and please stop trembling. I'm not going to hurt you.
Yes, sir. Well, after Mr. Martin left, Mrs. Simpson went up to her room. I came up with the suitcases, And then after I put her jewels away, as she told me to, I went to my room. I don't know how long I'd been asleep when I heard voices. They were coming from Mrs. Simpson's room.
Could you recognize them?
Only hers. And then I heard a shot. I was so scared I got up and sat on the edge of my bed. I was so scared.
So you've told me. How long did you sit there?
I don't know. It was a long time. Then I made myself open my door and crept down the hall to Mrs. Simpson's room. I called her, but she didn't answer. Then I called the police. That's all I know. I was very frightened, and I thought that the police...
And, Captain Krug, that's all you could get out of the maid, Irene Miller?
Yes. In a few minutes, the medical examiner arrived. During his examination, I looked about the house and questioned the defendant further. I learned that Mrs. Simpson was in the habit of eating before she retired, and that Irene Miller always prepared these late evening snacks.
In the kitchen?
No, in a pantry. There was a chafing dish and small refrigerator in there.
Did anyone other than Irene Miller have access to this pantry?
Well, anyone could have gone in there, I suppose.
Captain Krug, what did you find in that pantry?
A diamond brooch. It was in the chafing dish.
Will you speak up, please?
A diamond brooch. It was in the chafing dish. James Manfield, the jeweler, identified it as a piece he had made up for Mrs. Simpson for $12,000.
Thank you, Captain Krug. No more questions. Your witness?
No questions.
You can step down. Now will Mr. Harold Martin take the stand, please?
The assistant district attorney seems like a pretty smart man. His questions are direct and to the point, and he's made a good impression on the jury.
Mr. Martin.
Here he goes again.
You were a close friend of the deceased, were you not?
Yes.
Were you with Mrs. Simpson prior to the time she was murdered?
Yes.
Please tell the court what took place.
She telephoned her husband. Told him she would agree to a divorce. It was her intention to leave the next morning for Reno to start proceedings. She appeared tired, asked me to leave, so I did. But several hours later, my telephone rang and Captain Krug told me to hurry to Mrs. Simpson's home. I guess it was about a half an hour later when I got there.
You see why I asked you to come over, Mr. Martin.
But this is impossible, Captain. I can't understand it. I was with Mrs. Simpson only a short time ago.
Did she seem depressed?
Well, on the contrary, she seemed in quite high spirits. We both were. You see, we were to be married after her divorce. I simply can't understand it.
Mr. Martin, do you know of anyone who might benefit financially by a death?
No, I can think of no one.
Can you think of anyone who might have committed this crime?
No, Wait a minute. How about her jewelry?
Did she keep it here in the house?
Yes, it's worth a fortune.
Irene?
Yes, sir?
Come here a minute. Where did Mrs. Simpson keep her jewelry?
Her jewelry?
You know where it is?
Why, it's in the wall safe. The key is on Mrs. Simpson's dressing table there.
Now open it, please.
Why, it's empty. There's nothing here.
Oh, I guess that clears that up.
Oh,
Where are Mrs. Simpson's jewels, Irene?
I don't know. I put them in there last night.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Captain, I'm sure you can appreciate what a terrible shock this has been to me. If you don't mind, I'd like to go home.
Sure. Go home and get some rest. We'll be in touch with you.
Thank you. I appreciate the courtesy you've shown me if I can be of further assistance.
Now, what time did you arrive home, Mr. Martin?
It's about dawn. I was completely exhausted and fell asleep. I don't remember anything until evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martin. Your witness.
Mr. Martin, the state contends that only the defendant knew that Mrs. Simpson kept many valuable jewels in her home. From your testimony, I would gather that you also were aware of this.
Yes, I knew that she kept some of her jewels at home.
Well, isn't it true that you were also aware of the exact location of them?
Why, yes, I knew where she kept them.
That's all, Mr. Martin. State rests. Your Honor, I move for dismissal on the grounds that the state has failed to present any significant evidence to justify the charges against my client.
Denied. Please get on with the trial and call your first witness.
Your Honor, I would like to call attention to one very important fact that was glossed over in the medical examiner's report. I refer to the blood stain found on the carpet in the victim's bedroom. This stain was at least 15 feet from her bed and unquestionably marks the spot where the victim was shot. I contend that some person, much stronger than this 100-pound defendant, shot Florence Simpson and carried her 15 feet to her bed. My first witness will be the defendant herself. Will Irene Miller take the stand, please?
This frail woman walks fearfully to the stand. What thoughts are running through her head, I do not know. But from where I sit, she looks like a tragic, forlorn figure without hope or friends. She's taking the oath. Can you hear her?
I do.
All right, be seated.
Irene, how long had you worked for Mrs. Simpson?
I guess 12 years.
During that time, were you ever in any difficulties with her?
Oh, no, sir.
Were you fond of her?
Yes, sir. I like Mrs. Simpson.
Was she kind to you?
She was kind to me. She was always kind to me.
Now, when you left Mrs. Simpson's room, was that the last time you saw her alive?
Yes, sir.
In the story that you told Captain Krug and later related by him on the stand about how you were awakened by a shot, you stated that you were unable to arouse your mistress and that you phoned the police and that you were unaware of her death until Captain Krug broke open the door and discovered the body. Do you wish to change any of that testimony now?
No. No, it's the truth. It's just like I swore, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I'm sure of it. Did you in any way whatsoever contribute to your employer's death?
Oh, no. I swear it. I've told you everything. I have nothing to conceal why you torture me.
Thank you. Thank you, Irene. That's all. That's all. Your witness.
Now, Irene, I don't want to frighten you. We're all after the same thing, the truth. But there are some questions that I'm sure the jury would like to have answered. For example, you testified that you heard strange voices in Mrs. Simpson's room.
Yes, and I did, too.
Was Mrs. Simpson in the habit of entertaining in her bedroom after you retired?
Oh, no, sir. Never, sir.
Now, Irene, really? Did you hear these voices at all?
Yes. Oh, yes, I did. I said so. Yes, I did.
That is your story, huh? And you're going to stick to it. Well, let's get on to the next question. The brooch. You know it was found in the chafing dish that was kept in a part of the pantry that only you worked in. Can you give us any help on that mystery?
No, I don't know how it got there.
All right. We'll go on to the next question. Do you admit that you were the only one who had regular access to Mrs. Simpson's bedroom?
Yes, sir.
Did Mrs. Simpson lock her door when she retired?
Yes, always.
But the key to that bedroom is missing.
I know that.
When Mrs. Simpson retired, she locked her door, yet the key to her door is missing.
I think that's funny, too.
I'm sure you do. It would seem to be, then, that the door to her bedroom had been locked from the outside.
I guess so.
Then it is reasonable to assume that the murderer, after shooting the victim, removed the key from the inside of the door, walked out of the bedroom, closed the door, locked it from the outside, hid the key, and phoned the police.
You're trying to accuse me. That's what you're trying to do.
My dear lady, you're already accused. You've been indicted. And if the jury has not had enough already to convict you, I'll give them plenty more.
Unless my colleague has some serious objection, perhaps he will allow the jury to decide the fate of the defendant.
Does the defense wish to object?
I do, Your Honor.
I can't say that I approve the prosecution's tactics in the handling of this witness. Objection sustained. Any more questions?
No, Your Honor, that's all. Step down, please.
Will Margaret Heflin take the stand, please?
Margaret Heflin's a smart, attractive woman. She looks like she's been around a bit and back again. She's just a bit overdressed, a little too flashy, I should think, to impress an average jury.
Margaret, will you please explain to the court just what your relationship is with Mr. Roger Simpson?
We're going to be married.
Oh, then you were the cause of Mr. Simpson asking his wife for a divorce.
I guess so.
Were you with Mr. Simpson on the night of August 10th?
For a while.
Did he get any phone calls?
Yes. From his wife. She agreed to divorce him so he could marry me.
Yes. How long were you with Mr. Simpson in Oak Hill, California?
About 2 weeks.
You flew out there with him, didn't you? How long did it take you to make the trip?
It's only about 2 hours by plane.
About 2 hours. And did you find the plane service good?
Fine. There's a plane about every hour.
I see. Now, after Mr. Simpson talked with his wife and complained of a headache, what did you do?
I left him.
What time was that, please?
I'm not sure exactly. I think it was sometime between 9 and 10 o'clock.
And when did you next see Mr. Simpson?
It was noon the next day. I met him for lunch. It was in a small but very nice restaurant.
I'm sorry I was late, dear.
You look terrible, Roger. I hope the prospect of our marriage isn't too much for you.
What was that?
You're not paying any attention to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Forgive me.
Roger, since the phone call last night from your wife, you've been acting like a doomed man. Look, if you want to call our marriage off, it's okay with me. I won't die from the shock.
Oh, no, it isn't anything like that.
Well, then what is it?
I guess I'm a little confused, that's all. Hey, this is a fine way for us to be acting almost on our wedding day. Hey, here, Margaret. Got a little gift for you.
Oh, Roger, it's gorgeous. Oh, I've never seen anything so wonderful in my life.
I'm glad you like it.
It's simply out of this world. Look, Roger, when did you buy this for me?
Well, why, matter of fact, just this morning.
I see. Just this morning.
Why do you look at me in that way?
There's something about you I don't understand. I have a...
Margaret, I have to tell you something.
What is it?
I had a phone call a few minutes ago. That's why I was late.
What about it?
It was from home.
Yes?
It was the police.
Roger.
It's Florence.
Well, what's happened?
She's dead.
Dead? Florence is dead. Oh, no, Roger.
It's horrible, Margaret. I can't help but blame myself for it.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, leaving my wife alone, coming out here.
When did it happen?
This morning. I couldn't believe it at first.
It's horrible.
Well, I guess we'll just have to postpone things for a while. They want me back there to answer some questions.
Yes, of course. You must go right away. And Roger.
Yes, dear?
I think maybe you'd better keep the necklace for a while.
But why?
Do I have to explain?
All right, Margaret, if that's the way you feel about it, I'll keep it till another day.
Margaret, I'm sure the court would be very interested to know why you returned that necklace.
Because I was afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Roger told me he had bought it that morning.
Yes, go on.
I knew he didn't buy it.
How did you know that?
The clasp was worn. I knew it wasn't a new necklace.
But Mr. Simpson is a very wealthy man. Why would he give you a second-hand necklace?
Well, that's what worried me. It seems odd. I couldn't understand it.
Had you any suspicions as to whom the necklace might have belonged?
I object.
Objection sustained.
In that case, I have no more questions. Your witness.
No questions.
Are there any other witnesses?
The defense rests, Your Honor, ready for summation.
You may proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please remember that the state's case is based on circumstantial evidence. No one saw Mrs. Simpson killed. The defendant, Irene Miller, was arrested and charged with this crime because she happened to be the only one at the scene of the crime. Now, we do not deny that Florence Simpson was killed by someone she knew and trusted, but Irene Miller isn't the only one who had the confidence of Florence Simpson. Her husband wouldn't have aroused her suspicions. He could have flown from Oak Hill, murdered his wife, and flown back with a necklace that he gave Margaret Heflin, all within the space of a few hours. He's failed to prove his whereabouts on that fateful night. And I dare say Harold Martin, the man she intended to marry, could have gotten away with this. No one saw him leave the Simpson home that evening. But these men are wealthy, and robbery is supposed to be the motive for this crime. But, ladies and gentlemen, robbery was not the motive. Do you think that Irene Miller would be stupid enough to murder for jewelry that she could never dispose of and leave $250 in cash in the victim's purse? That's what they found in it. Irene Miller did not commit this crime. She's as innocent as any one of you. The guilty person will be found today, tomorrow, sometime. And so long as there's a reasonable doubt in your mind, your duty is to find Irene Miller not guilty. Thank you.
Is the prosecution ready to sum up?
We are, Your Honor.
Please proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have no fear of your being misled by my colleagues' attempts to divert your thinking by sly suggestions that someone else might have murdered Florence Simpson. I'll admit that Irene Miller acted clumsily, but that was because she had to act quickly. Irene Miller deposited the jewels in the secret compartment. The temptation of years came to a sudden climax in her undeveloped mind. She grabbed up the revolver and fired. The rest I'm sure you know. How she hid part of the loot in the chafing dish, how she closed the bedroom door and locked it from the outside. Naturally, there was no look of fear on the dead woman's face. Why would she suspect that her maid was planning to kill her? Only the defendant had the motive as well as the opportunity to commit this crime. The evidence is overwhelming and painfully conclusive. If justice is to be done, your verdict must be guilty. Thank you.
Wait a second. This is rather interesting. Something seems to be happening to Margaret Heflin. She's talking with the prosecutor, and so is Roger Simpson. Margaret is getting up now. She's walking around the prosecutor to a chair on the other side. The prosecutor's between them. Now, Simpson seems to be talking very emphatically. Yes, something is wrong somewhere. Wait a minute. The DA is going up to the bench. I think we can catch him.
Your Honor, I've been talking with two of the state's witnesses. I have an important announcement to make.
I'm aware of what's been going on at your table. You may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. If the court please, I would like to report a conversation I've just had with Margaret Heflin and Roger Simpson, both state witnesses. Miss Heflin has suddenly become mortally afraid of the man she was going to marry, Roger Simpson. The reason for that fear will become evident in a moment or two. Roger Simpson has requested permission to address the court.
Simpson doesn't seem to be able to stand up. He's going to talk sitting down. I think we can get his voice for you.
This is the way it happened. I took a plane at 9:30, went straight to my house. I still had my key. Slipped in and I killed my wife. I took the jewels to make it look like robbery.
Why did you do it, Roger?
Hal Martin was going to marry her. I thought I was through with her until I realized Hal was going to get her. I'm sorry I put Irene through all of this. Now I'm tired.
I knew it was coming. All the other reporters figured this guy was in it up to his ears. Irene Miller will get a directed verdict of acquittal. Roger Simpson can't do anything now except throw himself on the mercy of the court. The chances are he'll get life. And now I'll turn the microphone over to our announcer.
So ends another famous jury trial, brought to you each week by the American Broadcasting Company. Next week, the American Broadcasting Company will present the trial of the People versus George Deller. Famous jury trials are prepared under the direction of a noted New York attorney. All names, times, and places are fictional. This trial was written and produced by John L. Clark, directed by Clark Andrews. Defense attorney was Eric Dressler, prosecutor Frank Reddick. Others in the cast were Alice Frost, Ed Fuller, Roger DeKoven, Ernest Graves, Peggy Allenby, Martin Wolfson, and Jane Lauren. Be sure to listen next week when the American Broadcasting Company presents another famous jury trial. This program came to you from New York. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are the judges of the evidence to be laid before you. Be just and fear not, for the true administration of justice is the foundation of good government.
Famous jury trials, dramatizations of cases taken from actual court history. Names of persons and places have been altered to protect the identity of those concerned.
The State versus Vernon Craig.
It was late one Sunday morning in autumn several years ago that an event occurred which on the surface at least appeared to be typical of the many tragic accidents all too common during the hunting season. The scene was the living room of the home of Vernon Craig, a young businessman of the town. 3 persons were present: Vernon Craig himself, his wife Louise, and his wife's sister Anne. Craig had just made ready to clean his shotgun when suddenly it was discharged and Mrs. Craig was instantly killed. Craig's explanation that it was an accident was accepted by the police until an investigation revealed discrepancies in his story, whereupon he was arrested, indicted, and charged with murder. We commence tonight's famous jury trial.
The State versus Vernon Craig.
When the trial began, a large crowd was present in the courtroom to listen to the district attorney as he concluded his opening address to the jury and began to examine his first witness, Mrs. Bertha Ladd.
Mrs. Ladd, you are acquainted with Vernon Craig and his wife, Louise?
Why, yes. I've known them since shortly after their marriage, 2 years ago. My husband and I live in a 2-family house. We have the upstairs and the Craigs live downstairs.
I see. Mrs. Ladd, the death of Louise Craig occurred on the morning of Sunday, October 22nd. Before that date, had you observed anything that might lead you to believe that they were unhappily married?
Yes, indeed. There was scarcely a week went by that they didn't quarrel. You could hear them all over the house.
Did you ever overhear those quarrels?
Yes, often. Sometimes it was because of money. Mr. Craig claimed Louise was too extravagant. And sometimes it was women.
Women?
Well, of course, this was Mr. Craig's second marriage. He'd been married before and divorced.
Yes, I know.
On one occasion, it must have been last December, Louise said Mr. Craig was seeing his first wife again.
What did he say to this?
He said it was untrue and...
Go on.
Well, that he wished he'd never met Louise and that he'd never been divorced.
On what occasion did he state this?
Oh, I must have heard him say it almost a dozen times.
Thank you, Mrs. Ladd. Your witness. Mrs. Ladd, do you realize that your testimony makes you appear something of an eavesdropper?
Why, what do you mean? I'm just doing my lawful duty. The way that house is built, you can almost hear a whisper downstairs.
I'm glad you told us that. The jury will understand then that any disputes between Mr. and Mrs. Craig need not have been either loud or violent to be overheard.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that
Never
at all.
mind. That will do. Mrs. Ladd, tell me, were the relations of you and your husband with the defendant on a friendly basis?
Well, no.
Oh, you admit it. Then, of course, you knew your husband was once made the defendant in a lawsuit filed by Mr. Craig.
Yes, that's true.
And your husband lost that lawsuit?
Yes.
With a judgment against him for $1,200?
Yes, but
that will be all, Mrs. Ladd. You're excused.
Oh, but you haven't let me say
Mrs. Ladd, that is all. Step down, please.
You have no right to talk to me like that.
Call Mr. Cole Bronson. Cole Bronson. Cole Bronson.
Cole Bronson, take the stand, please. You solemnly swear the evidence you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. What is your occupation, Mr. Bronson?
I'm a railroad man, a conductor.
And you live?
Right next door to the Craigs, 1631 Forest Avenue.
Tell the court what happened on the evening of Friday, October 20th.
Some of the boys asked me if I wouldn't like to go out pheasant hunting for a couple of hours the next morning. Well, I like a little sport once in a while, so I said sure. I don't own a shotgun, though. So Friday evening I called on Craig and asked if I couldn't borrow his. He said sure and gave it to me right then and there.
And?
Well, when we got back Saturday night, I cleaned Craig's gun, then gave it back to him.
Will you repeat that?
I cleaned the shotgun.
And extracted the shells?
Yes, sir. I did that before starting home.
Anybody see you do that?
Well, Bill Phelps and Rod Tracy were with me. I guess they'd remember.
Did the gun contain any shells when you handed it back to the defendant?
Of course not. I cleaned it, I told you.
That's all. You're witness.
Mr. Bronson, it was pretty chilly hunting pheasants about then, wasn't it? Didn't you have something along to warm you up a bit?
Oh, a couple of nips maybe, sure.
A few nips, eh?
Yeah.
It was probably more than a few, Mr. Bronson. I've been on hunting trips myself. But you still think you cleaned the gun, eh? Well, that's all. No more questions.
Call Miss Ruth Steely.
Ruth Steely. Ruth Steely.
Miss Steely, you were the defendant's former wife, were you not?
Yes. But when I divorced Mr. Craig 3 years ago, the court gave me the right to use my maiden name.
Are you aware that the defendant has stated that he spent the afternoon of the Saturday before his wife's death fishing?
Yes, sir.
But where was he actually?
With me.
All that Saturday afternoon?
All of it.
Then, in spite of your divorce, you were still friends?
We were not. I'll speak quite frankly. I divorced Mr. Craig because I'd lost my respect for him. I just wanted to forget that I'd ever been his wife.
Move to strike out the answer.
Yes, strike it out, except we were not.
Why did he call on you then? No, I'll put the question in another form. What was the reason he gave you?
Same that he'd given me a dozen times before.
Oh, you mean that was not the first time he called since the divorce?
It wasn't.
And the reason?
I said that we weren't friends. I was speaking only for myself, of course. Mr. Craig had a different idea. He told me he was sorry for the past, that he was sorry he'd ever married again, and if I'd just give him another chance, he'd prove he could turn over a new leaf.
A new leaf?
Mr. Craig's failing was women. On the other hand, the failing of quite a few women seemed to be Mr. Craig.
Miss Seeley, while the defendant was, as he expressed it, turning over a new leaf, he was nevertheless a married man spending time with a woman other than his wife. Doesn't that strike you as odd?
Yes.
That's all.
Miss Seeley, it strikes me as odd that while you claim to have discouraged the advances of the defendant, you still permitted him to spend an entire afternoon in your company.
I couldn't prevent it.
Couldn't prevent it? Come now, Miss Seeley. Surely you don't expect the jury to believe that a competent young woman like yourself could be as helpless as that.
I happened to be in business for myself. I asked no alimony at the time of my divorce. I went to Millersburg, which is a much smaller city than this, and started a gift and bookstore.
Yes?
I'm there alone all day because I can't afford to hire a clerk. When Mr. Craig drove to Millersburg, he simply refused to leave my shop.
Well, so Millersburg doesn't have police protection, eh?
You mean I should have called a policeman to make him leave?
I couldn't very well mean anything else, could I?
If I'd called the police, just exactly what you think would have happened to my reputation.
Millersburg must be a very strange place if a young woman can lose her reputation there because she tries to avoid the unwelcome attentions of a man. As a matter of fact, Miss Seeley, didn't you ask Mr. Craig to call on you?
No, of course not, I tell you.
Didn't you throw yourself at the defendant, admit that you were sorry you divorced him?
I tell you, I hate him, despise him. I hope he suffers for the wicked things he's done, and just as he's made me suffer. I hope they hang him.
Hope they hang him, eh?
I do!
Order, order.
Hope they hang him. The jury might remember that. No more questions.
Ruth Seeley was a prosecution witness who did the people's case more harm than anyone had anticipated. The jury were quick to note her vindictive attitude towards the defendant. But the district attorney had other witnesses yet. Witnesses who could not be swayed or influenced by any emotion. For instance, the local coroner testified,
Louise Craig died instantly of gunshot wounds. The body was otherwise unmarked, and there were no factors involved.
And the head of the police ballistics department said,
The lethal weapon was a 12-gauge shotgun, double-barreled, with an improved cylinder sight and a modified choke lead. At the range involved, this was fully adequate to cause death.
When additional witnesses testified they'd seen the defendant in the company of Ruth Seeley and other women in the weeks before the death of Louise Craig, then the district attorney rested for the people. And the judge adjourned the court for a brief recess. We return to famous jury trials in just a moment. As the court resumed, the defense lawyer opened his case and concluded his address to the jury by saying,
And we will prove that the death of Louise Craig was not murder, but a tragic accident which the defendant could neither have foreseen nor forestalled. I call my first witness, Miss Anne Sinclair.
Anne Sinclair? Anne Sinclair? Take the stand, please, Miss Sinclair. You solemnly swear the evidence you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Miss Sinclair, you were Louise Craig's sister, weren't you?
Yes,
And you loved your sister?
yes. Been very close since childhood.
Then if you suspected that your sister had been murdered, you would wish to see her murderer punished?
Yes.
Have you a clear recollection of everything that happened on the morning of Sunday, October the 22nd?
Yes, sir.
Well, then, tell the jury about it in your own words.
I...
Now, don't be frightened, Miss Sinclair. There's nothing to worry about. Go on.
Yes, sir. Well, Louise and I had gone to early services that morning. When we came home, we went into the living room. And about 15 minutes later, Mr. Craig...
Hi there, youngster. Sorry I didn't get up in time to go to church with you two.
Hello, Vern.
Well, what's the matter with you, Louise? Why the scowl?
Where do you think you're going with that gun? Hunting again?
No, I'm just going to clean it. Might try my luck tomorrow, though.
Think you'll have better luck than you did yesterday?
Well, I couldn't have had worse.
I suppose not.
What's that, a wisecrack?
You didn't go hunting yesterday.
Huh?
You drove over to see that first wife of yours again.
Now, look here, Louise.
Oh, don't trouble to lie to me. I know where you were.
Oh, do you?
Why don't you admit it?
Well, all right, I did. Louise, listen to me. You misunderstand this whole thing. I don't give a darn about Ruth. You don't think I want her to, do you?
I do.
Look, honey, she asked me to call her. In fact, well, she insisted. I didn't know just how to explain it to you, so I said I was going hunting.
Oh, you rotten, contemptible... Oh, I don't know what to call you.
Louise, how can you say such things?
You don't know him, Anne, the way I do.
Oh, but you're not being fair. I think it's awful the way you treat Vern. I wouldn't blame him whatever he did. He was so suspicious.
Oh, never mind, kid. Thanks, but I'll handle this. Louise.
Well?
Listen to me, Louise. I've been seeing Ruth because she told me she's in financial trouble. When we were divorced, she wouldn't take any alimony from me, so I felt it my duty to try and straighten things out for her.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday, she admitted what she really wanted was to win me back. She told me she still loved me, and I told her that I love you. That's all there is to it.
A likely story.
You don't believe me?
What do you think?
Very well. I don't like these quarrels. But I'm going to lay down the law a little around here. Until you apologize or give me the chance to explain, I'm going to do as I darn well please. You're not going to tell me anything about what I can do. You understand?
Do whatever you wish. I don't think I'd care anymore.
Well, it's not my fault. Anne,
Yes, dear.
hand me that oil and rag on the cabinet there, will you?
Yes. See? Here, then. My, this rag's terribly dirty and oily.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you.
Certainly doesn't seem to bother you much what I think. Maybe you wouldn't care if I did leave you. Maybe you'd be glad to be rid of me.
Ah, now, Louise, why act like that? You know darn well, honey, that... Louise! Louise!
And that's exactly the way it happened.
Tell me, can you explain the fact that the defendant's gun was loaded? Who loaded it? You loaded the gun?
Yes. I've seen it standing there. I was scared. I wanted to see if I could load it. It's all my fault. I'm to blame. It's all my fault.
That will be all, Miss Sinclair. Your witness.
Miss Sinclair, I show you the defendant's shotgun.
Yes, sir.
Here. Take it. You've handled it before. You've told us that, haven't you? Don't be afraid. It's not loaded this time. I give you my word. There. Now then, here are 2 shells. Shells manufactured to fit that type of gun. They are blanks, however. The shot's been removed. Take them.
Please.
Go ahead. They won't bite you.
Your Honor, I object to this exhibition. This young
Your
girl...
Honor, this is necessary to the prosecution's case.
Objection overruled. You may proceed, subject to future connection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now then, you have the gun and shells. Load that gun exactly as you did on the morning of October 22nd. Well, what are you waiting for? Please, I'm sorry, but I must insist.
I can't. I was lying. I don't know how those shells got in the gun, but I know Vern didn't do it. I was just trying to help.
And you're very young and very inexperienced. Remember that in the future. Clerk, please help us from the stand.
Yes, sir. I call the defendant, Vernon Craig, to the stand.
Vernon Craig. Vernon Craig.
Mr. Craig, had you an explanation for the fact that your shotgun was loaded?
I just don't know. I might have loaded the gun, but I've never done a thing like that before. Handled a loaded gun in the house, it doesn't seem possible. Unless Mr. Bronson didn't unload it as he thought he did.
Well, obviously, when you began to clean your gun, you didn't have the safety catch on.
No, sir, I didn't.
Just how did it happen that the gun went off?
Well, I had that oily cleaning rag in my hand, and I was trying to grip the gun, but it slipped.
And in falling, the gun was discharged accidentally.
Yes, sir, that can happen very easily.
Thank you. That's all.
I won't keep you long, Mr. Craig. There's only one important point here to be cleared up for the jury. It looks as if we'll have to attempt another experiment with this gun. Now, here, I'll cock it. But the shells it contains only blanks. Now then, we'll determine just exactly how much of a jar it does take to discharge this gun. Try it, Mr. Craig. Hit the butt on the floor. Sure. Again. Harder, Mr. Craig, harder.
It won't do it. But it did it before. I swear it did.
It looks as if your luck was still out, I'm afraid. I'll take that gun now.
There, the hammer dropped, see? Just as you took the gun.
Well, maybe you urged it a little bit as you handed it to me.
No, I didn't. All that banging on the floor wouldn't dislodge the hammer, but the little jar when I put the gun in your hand set it off.
Probably it did after the hammering you gave it. But you didn't hammer and bang the gun on the floor when your wife was shot, did you?
Well, no, but don't you see...
And it was you who coached Miss Sinclair to tell the story she did on the stand.
I don't know why she said that. I tell you, the gun went off accidentally.
That's all. The defense rests, Your Honor.
The case rests. Sum up for the defense, please, Counselor.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is the kind of evidence which the prosecution has arrayed against the defendant? Circumstantial evidence, all of it, from first to last. The state would have you believe that the defendant was in love with his first wife, but that she hated him. They would have you believe that this man committed murder because of a woman who hated him. And what if the witness, Cole Bronson, does state that he borrowed the gun in question and himself cleaned it before its return? Remember, it was a cold day. Mr. Bronson himself says that he had been drinking. Do not forget that the gun was accidentally discharged just as the defendant first picked it up. The state will no doubt remind you of the unfortunate attempt of the youthful witness to protect the defendant. Well, no matter what her motive, keep this always in mind. This witness was the sister of the dead woman, and if she had seen the defendant level his shotgun and deliberately take aim at her sister, nothing on the face of this earth could prevent her so testifying. And so, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The case of the prosecution, which on the surface seems so strong, is in reality so flimsy that the first application of logic to its structure sends it crashing to destruction. I know, as you must know by now, that the defendant is fully deserving of a verdict of not guilty.
Sum up for the prosecution, please.
If please, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I wonder if the learned counsel for the defense is aware that of all kinds of evidence, circumstantial evidence can be the most incriminating, depending, as it does, upon an intricate network of dovetailed facts that raise the odds against coincidence to 1,000,000 to 1. It has been shown that the shotgun which fired the fatal charge had been cleaned and emptied of its shells before being returned to its owner. The defendant admits that he may have reloaded that shotgun. But is it likely that if he did reload it, that his purpose was innocent? Do experienced hunters load guns in their homes? And how do we explain the fact that the shotgun could not be discharged here in this courtroom until it had been violently banged and hammered on the floor, although it was stripped with such suspicious ease there in the privacy of the defendant's home? I admit you cannot find the defendant guilty if there is the slightest doubt of his guilt in your mind. But, ladies and gentlemen, is there any such doubt? It would be completely incredible if there were. And therefore, I demand a verdict of guilty.
The jury filed into the jury room to deliberate the fate of the defendant. Both the prosecution and the defense had made appeals to their reason, but which side could do so with the most justice? Was Vernon Craig guilty of a particularly cowardly murder, or was his wife the victim of a terrible accident? We will bring you the actual verdict in just a moment. The jury was absent from the courtroom for 3 hours before they returned with their verdict.
We find the defendant, Vernon Craig, not guilty.
Vernon Craig was acquitted by the jury of the terrible charge of murder, being given the benefit of the doubt. He was judged and found innocent because of a jury's traditional caution. The caution which is the foundation of the jury system, and which says, better that once in a while a guilty man should go free rather than have one innocent man perish. Vernon Craig may not have been guilty, so despite appearances, he was awarded his freedom. Famous jury trials, the drama of the courts drawn from actual courtroom cases. This is a Grace Gibson radio production, directed by Lawrence H. Cecil.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Opening session, part 3.
The American Broadcasting Company presents Famous Jury Trials, fictionized dramatizations of cases typical of many taken from actual court history. The dramatic story of our courts, where rich and poor alike, guilty and innocent, stand before the bar of justice.
Court is in session. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are the judges of the evidence to be laid before you. Be just and fear not, for the true administration of justice is the foundation of good government.
People versus Radin.
The People versus Radin, an intriguing case through which the number 21 shuttles like a weird symbol of destiny. The story begins with 21 and ends with 21. The beginning, January 21st.
Hit me.
5-11 showing.
Hit me again.
6-17 showing.
I'll stand.
One card, please.
9-17 showing.
The snick and slap of cards dealt on a green beige table, the drone of the dealer's voice, other voices, one at a time, rising above the subdued murmur to call for a card, chips raked in, chips passed to players, each move part of a kaleidoscopic pattern that holds the people around the table spellbound. From adjoining rooms of the rambling villa on the outskirts of the city come the click of dice and the whir of roulette wheels. But here in this room, blackjack is the game. Here everything revolves around the number 21.
Yes, I'll take one.
10-16 showing.
Fix me. Hit me.
4-11 showing.
Again.
6-17 showing.
I'll stand.
One card, please.
9-12 showing.
That's enough.
Paying 19.
Uh-oh, beats me.
Pay me. 20.
I
didn't ever see such luck. That's fantastic.
Make your bets. All bets.
Tommy Abbott, the society playboy, is having a sensational run of luck. He wins time after time. As the chips pile up in front of him, an attractive young woman slips away from the blackjack table and goes to a telephone booth in the hall.
Hello?
Slim,
Yeah.
this is Alma. I'm at the Sunset Club.
Anything interesting?
The blackjack game is very interesting tonight.
Ed and I'll be over in a little while. Hang around when we get there. Then you know what to do. Understand?
I understand. I'll be looking for you.
Time passes. The blackjack game goes on. Many players drop out to watch the exciting play of Tommy Abbott. Tensely, they follow.
Hit me.
6-14 showing.
Again.
5-17 showing.
No more.
Paying 20.
Pay me. 21.
Gee, why don't I have that kind of luck? Once at Monte Carlo, I saw a man.
The game goes on. The dealer's face remains an expressionless mask, but his fingers tremble nervously as he handles the cards. A hard-faced man shoots a quick glance at a tall, slender spectator on the other side of the table. Unnoticed, they edge away from the crowd and meet in a corner of the room. With barely any motion of his lips, the hard-faced individual says,
Looks good, Slim?
Yeah, those stacks of blue chips ought to be worth at least 12 grand.
All blue chips, huh? That's the kind of dough I like to see.
Deuce. 9.
I'll take another.
4-13.
And one more.
3-16 showing.
Now, that's enough. I'll stand.
What about you, Mr. Abbott?
Hit me.
7, 13 showing.
I'll stand.
Paying 20.
Then pay me. 21.
He did it again.
Can you tie that if I didn't see it with my own eyes?
Make your bet.
Hey, Slim. Slip out and wait in the car. I'll stay here till he cashes in.
Okay, Ed.
Shortly after that, Tommy Abbott leaves the gambling house, gets into his car, and drives toward the city. Not far behind him trail the dimmed headlights of another car, a car containing 2 people.
Around the next turn, when he comes to that soft shoulder of the road, that's the place. I'll crowd his car off the road. You fire a couple of shots to get him rattled. He'll crash into a tree. It'll look like an accident. Okay, here goes. Now!
The early morning newscasts and papers announced that Thomas Abbott had been murdered and his killer, Edward Radin, apprehended. The story went on to say that the police had not been fooled by what was expected to look like an automobile accident. And now, Edward Radin, his face hard and defiant, sits in court and hears the prosecutor tell the jury.
Human life is sacred. That law is the very foundation of civilized society. There are times when men are so overcome by emotions and passions that they transgress that law. In such cases, we temper justice with mercy. But there are no mitigating considerations in this case. This is clearly the foulest of all crimes, murder for profit. Edward Radin killed Thomas Abbott in cold blood. As this trial progresses, you will learn that Abbott wasn't the only victim of Radin's bloodlust. As this trial progresses, you will agree that Edward Radin must pay with his life for his crime.
Is the state ready to call its first witness?
It is, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Will Stefan Zadig take the stand, please?
Stefan Zadig, take the stand. Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, help you God?
I do.
Be seated.
Now, Mr. Zadig, you were the blackjack dealer at the Sunset Club on January 21st of this year?
Yes.
Did you know the deceased, Thomas Abbott?
Oh, yes. He came to the club frequently.
And do you know the defendant, Edward Radin?
Only by sight. I've seen him at the club a few times.
Well, was he there the night Thomas Abbott was killed?
Yes, he was. I remember seeing him as I was talking to Mr. Abbott. That was when Mr. Abbott was getting ready to leave the place after almost breaking my gate.
Oh, men may come and men may go, but Stephen, your deadpan goes on forever. Show some emotion, old boy. You've just lost $21,000.
Breaks of the game. I'm glad it was you who won it, Mr. Abbott.
Oh, I haven't really won anything, you know. This is just a small part of the money I've lost here from time to time. But I get a kick out of getting some of it back. It isn't the money, you know, it's
Mr. Abbott, may I make a suggestion?
Two, if it'll make you any happier.
Why not leave the money with the cashier? $21,000 is a lot of money to carry around at night.
Oh, $21,000 is a lot of money to carry around any time, old boy.
It would be much safer for you to leave the money with us. You can pick it up during the day.
Oh, no. I've won it, and I'm going to take it with me. That's half the thrill of winning.
As you wish, sir.
Besides, if anybody else gets as lucky as I was, you'll be broke before I get back. No, I'll take it.
And did he do that, Mr. Zadig?
Yes. He took his money and left.
Did you see the defendant at that time?
Yes, he followed Mr. Abbott.
Thank you. Your witness.
Mr. Zadig, how do you know that the defendant followed Mr. Abbott?
Well, he left the room right after him.
Oh, that could mean that he went to the dice room or to the roulette wheel or to any one of several other rooms, couldn't it?
Yes.
Then why do you unhesitatingly state that Edward Radin followed Tom Abbott?
Well...
I'll tell you why. It's because you made a deal with the district attorney. If you turned state's evidence and did everything possible to convict Radin, the district attorney agreed not to prosecute you and your colleagues for operating a gambling house.
If it please the court, that is not true.
Do you expect the jury to believe that this gambler came here of his own free will, knowing that every word of his testimony makes him liable to fine and imprisonment? The truth is that the police department and the district attorney's office are under pressure to find the killer of the socially prominent Tom Abbott. So Edward Radin was selected as the one to frame for the crime. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, listen to the flimsy evidence the state is presenting. According to the dealer, Radin left the blackjack room shortly after Abbott died, but that doesn't tell us where he went. He might have gone anywhere.
I'll prove that he followed Tom Abbott. Will James Williams take the stand, please? That's all for the moment, Mr. Zadek.
James Williams, take the stand. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, help you God. Please seated.
Mr. Williams, you were employed at the Sunset Club on January 21st?
Yes, sir. I was a doorman.
Were you on duty the night Thomas Abbott was killed?
Yes, sir.
Did you see Mr. Abbott leave the club?
Yes, I did. I ordered one of the attendants to bring his car to the door.
Did you see anyone else at that time?
Yes, sir. That man.
You mean the defendant?
Yes, sir, the defendant. He left the club at the same time.
Did you order his car for him?
No, sir. No, sir. He walked down the driveway and a car on the road picked him up.
And which way did it go?
Follow Mr. Abbott.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, now you know that Edward Radin didn't go to one of the other game rooms. You have proof that he followed Tom Abbott.
Are you through, the witness?
Yes. He's all yours.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, who coached you to tell the story you just told?
Objection.
Sustained. Mr. Williams, how do you know that the defendant followed Tom Abbott?
Well, the car he got into went the same way.
You mean in the same direction?
Yes, sir.
What direction was that?
East, toward town.
Well, don't practically all cars leaving the Sunset Club travel east toward the city?
Yes, sir, they do.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, simply because the defendant's car turned east, the direction taken by over 90% of the patrons of the Sunset Club, the witness tells you that it followed the deceased.
Well, didn't it?
By that kind of reasoning, the people in every car that traveled eastward can be suspected of having killed Tom Abbott.
The state doesn't suspect that the defendant killed Tom Abbott. We know it to be a fact. And for proof, I call Alma West to testify. You may step down, Mr. Williams.
Alma West to the stand.
A shapely blonde in a sleek, form-fitting dress walked up the aisle. A subdued murmur of masculine admiration accompanied her to the witness stand, but it died abruptly when she turned, and the spectators beheld the look she directed at the defendant. It was 24-carat hatred, so stark and intense it sent chills through the assemblage. There was a dramatic pause. Then the district attorney broke the silence with a few words that started a barrage of staccato questions and answers that rang through the courtroom like a volley of 1-2 punches.
Miss West, who killed Thomas Abbott?
Edward Radin.
How do you know that?
Because in a way, I helped to plan it.
Why?
It was part of our business.
And what was your business?
Hijacking people.
Would you please explain the details to the jury?
We specialized in sticking up gambling house customers. I circulated around. When I spotted a big winner, I let my partners know about it. They did the rest.
And who were your partners?
Edward Radin and Slim... That is, Richard Everett.
Well, now, did you inform them that Tom Abbott had won a lot of money at the Sunset Club?
Yes.
Did you know they were going to kill him?
People who get money at the point of a gun are bound to kill somebody sometime.
Well, did they kill any of the other people they had hijacked?
No, they just held them up. But Tom Abbott was the kind that would try to put up a fight. Radin always said that the only thing to do with that kind is kill them before they have a chance to start an argument.
I see. Well, now, Miss West, I want you to tell the jury exactly what you did on the night of January 25th.
The courtroom was spellbound by the sheer coldness of Alma West's recital. Without a flicker of emotion, she related how she watched Tommy Abbott's winnings accumulate and how she notified her colleagues about it, knowing that it would probably result in his death.
Then, when Radin and Slim got to the club, I left.
Where did you go, Miss West?
To Slim Everett's apartment.
Did anything happen there?
I waited for Slim. I was kind of tired, so I went to the bedroom and took a nap. I woke up with a start. There were voices in the living room. It was Slim and Radin. Radin was saying...
Well, I'll be a...
What's the matter, Ed?
One of the buttons on my overcoat's gone.
Where'd you lose it?
Well,
Was it loose?
No.
And it must have come off.
Yeah. When Abbott made a grab for me and I had to sap him.
That's swell. Just swell. Now the cops will know he wasn't killed in an accident. They got something to work on. A button off of a navy blue overcoat.
Well, let them work on it. Where'll it lead them? Must be at least 1 million other guys in the city with navy blue bennies.
Yeah, but those other fellas, they've got all their buttons.
Hey, is that a crack?
Cut it out. This is no time to get sensitive.
Okay. Well, don't get excited about that button. Won't be missing long.
You can't go to a tailor to have one sewed on. The cops will be looking for just that.
Who said anything about going to a tailor? There's a whole box full of buttons in the basement of a joint I know. Something's bound to be the right size. I'll sew it on myself.
But, Ed, are you sure?
Stop worrying, will you? Your face is as red as your necktie.
My tie's green.
All right, so it's green. Maybe that's the color your face will be when I spill the real news to you.
What news?
Just this. Starting right now, we're changing the way we operate.
Go on. I'm listening.
We don't split the take 3 ways anymore.
No?
No. Alma doesn't get a third like she's been getting.
Why not?
Because I said so.
Look, Ed, we've been doing all right. Let's not louse things up. We got 21 grand tonight, right?
Right.
That's 7,000 apiece, right?
Wrong. Alma doesn't get a third, neither do you.
What?
I'm making myself the head of this outfit. I'm taking 60%. You and Alma split what's left.
Don't start anything like that. It isn't healthy.
I'm not starting anything I can't finish.
Why,
Don't
you-
reach for your gun, not when if you want to live.
You killed a man tonight, yeah, and it's gone to your head. All of a sudden, you're a big shot. Jesse James and Chip the Blood and John Dillinger all rolled into one. Well, big shot, I'm going to...
You're not going to do anything anymore, Slim. You should have remembered I'm a fast shot.
Then he left the apartment. When I heard the door close, I went into the living room. Slim was dead. That's when I phoned the police and told them that Radin had shot Slim.
Thank you, Miss West. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, now you know who killed Thomas Abbott. If there was any doubt about it, the testimony of this witness has dispelled it.
May it please the court, the defendant is being tried on the charge of having killed Thomas Abbott, not Richard Everett. The testimony about Slim Everett's death has absolutely no bearing on this case. That testimony, regardless of whether true or false, and we're not concerned with that at this time, was presented for 2 purposes. First, to confuse the jury, and second, to prejudice the jury against Edward Radin. Under the circumstances, I move that this be declared a mistrial.
Your Honor, counsel had the privilege of objecting to the witness's testimony when she first mentioned the murder of Richard Everett.
It was impossible.
His failure to do so was intentional.
The lawyers wrangled. They quoted authorities and they cited precedents. And with each argument and each passing minute, the jury became more and more distracted and confused. Veteran court reporters realized that the prosecutor knew this but couldn't do anything about it. He had to continue fighting to prevent the declaration of a mistrial. The reporters realized that the defense counsel was aware of this, too, and was purposely prolonging the interlude to dissipate the full impact of Alma West's testimony. Finally, the judge ruled.
Defense counsel's motion for a mistrial is denied.
Exception.
But the jury is instructed to disregard the testimony pertaining to Richard Everett's death. This trial is concerned solely with determining whether or not the defendant killed Thomas Abbott as...
The lawyers' arguments had consumed so much time that court was recessed until morning. When it reconvened, Alma West, cold and hard as before, returned to the stand, and the defense began its cross-examination.
Miss West, yesterday you told this court that on January 21st, when you left the Sunset Club, you went directly to Slim Everett's apartment.
That's right.
What means of transportation did you use?
I took a cab.
You remember the driver's name?
No.
You remember his number?
No.
You recall the number of his cab?
No.
Do you remember what kind of cab it was?
No.
The questions and the defiant answers crackled like lightning flashes in a summer storm. Hour after hour, the relentless cross-examination went on. Everyone in the courtroom was tense. Obviously, the case hinged on Alma West's testimony. Unless her story was discredited, the defendant was doomed. The defense counsel seemed to be tiring rapidly. His questions became perfunctory and lukewarm.
And, Miss West, you say you left the Sunset Club in a taxi?
I did.
Did this doorman summon it for you?
No.
Why didn't he?
He was busy taking care of some other people.
I see. Alma West, why did you kill Slim Everett?
Objection. This trial concerns the death of Thomas Abbott.
Sustained.
In that case, Alma West, why did you kill Thomas Abbott?
Objection. The witness is not on trial.
Sustained.
No, the witness is not on trial, nor is there any likelihood that she will be. And why? Because she made a deal with the district attorney. In return for turning state's witness, she is to go free for her admitted complicity in the murder of Tommy Abbott.
That is not true, Your Honor. The state did not make a deal with the witness.
Ah? Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? The state did not offer Alma West immunity for her testimony. Then why did she willingly implicate herself as an accessory to the fact in the murder charge? I'm sure she can give a good reason for doing that. Let's see what she says. Miss West, why are you jeopardizing your own freedom in an effort to convict Edward Radin?
That is none of your business.
Young woman, this is a court of law. Please conduct yourself accordingly. Counselor, will you repeat the question?
Gladly, Your Honor. Miss West, why are you jeopardizing your own freedom in an effort to convict Edward Radin? Why don't you answer?
Miss West, unless you answer, you will be considered in contempt of court.
So I'm in contempt of court.
Your Honor, I'm sure the witness doesn't understand the effect of her attitude on the state's case.
Well, I don't want to do anything to hurt the state's case. I'll answer the question, even though I know that Radin's lawyer will try to twist and distort it into something ugly. Slim Everett and I were in love. I want Radin to die for killing him. I want that more than anything else in the world. I'm not afraid of going to jail. I don't care what happens to me. I don't care about anything anymore now that Slim is dead.
Very touching, Miss West. Very touching indeed. You should have been an actress. You just gave a moving performance, but at the right time, I'll show the jury that you used the wrong script.
That ended the activity for the day. The first witness to take the stand the following morning was Terence Cassidy, a detective of the homicide squad. He reviewed his work in investigating the death of Thomas Abbott. Then the district attorney asked,
Mr. Cassidy, how did you know that the deceased was not killed when his car crashed into a tree?
Because I found a button clutched in his right hand. It wasn't from his own clothes, so that meant it belonged to someone who was there just before Abbott died.
Yes?
If it had been a friend or someone who had tried to render first aid, he would have reported the accident to the police. Since we had no such report, it was logical to believe that the button came from the clothes of someone who had attacked Abbott.
I see, thanks. Now, will you tell the jury, is this the button you found in Tommy Abbott's hand?
It is.
Your Honor, I present it as Exhibit A for the state.
In the absence of any objections, let it be so marked.
Now, Mr. Cassidy, did you find anything else at the scene of death?
Yes, there was a slug from a .32 caliber gun buried in the left rear fender.
Is this it?
Yes, sir.
I offer it as State's Exhibit B.
So mark it.
Now, Mr. Cassidy, isn't it true that a .32 caliber bullet was also the cause of Richard Everett's death?
I object. The question is immaterial, incompetent, and irrelevant.
Sustained.
That's all, Mr. Cassidy. Your witness, Counselor.
Mr. Cassidy, from your experience, what kind of people generally own a .32 caliber revolver?
Usually women, because it's a small, lightweight gun.
Now, I ask the jury to remember that. Now, Mr. Cassidy, when the defendant was arrested, was a paraffin test made of his hand?
It was.
The purpose of a paraffin test is to find traces of gunpowder indicating that that particular hand fired a gun within the preceding 48 hours, isn't it?
That's right.
What did the test you gave Edward Radin show?
There was no gunpowder on his hand.
That's all. You may step down.
Well, one moment, Mr. Cassidy. One moment. Isn't it possible to fire a gun without leaving gunpowder traces on the hand?
Why, sure, by wearing a glove.
By wearing a glove. And people do wear gloves in the kind of weather we have in January. Now, one more question. Haven't you ever known of men using a .32 caliber revolver?
Of course. Come to think of it, it's the gun used in most banks.
Thank you. Now you may step down. Your Honor, and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I don't propose to waste your time with oratorical flourishes. The state has presented its case. The evidence proves that Edward Radin and his Confederates planned to kill and rob Thomas Abbott. That Radin followed Abbott when he left the Sunset Club on January 21st. That Abbott was killed, and that Radin killed him. And frankly, the state has withheld one bit of evidence. But it will be used if Edward Radin dares take the stand. And with that, the state rests.
Is the defense ready to present its case?
We are, Your Honor.
Proceed, please.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I can tell you about the mysterious piece of evidence withheld by the district attorney. It's the defendant's overcoat. I can also tell you that Exhibit A, the button found in Tommy Abbott's hand, will match the buttons of that coat. For that matter, it'll match the buttons of a million other navy blue overcoats. I don't know why the state should want to present it as evidence only if the defendant takes the stand, unless the district attorney is using that as a bluff to keep Edward Radin from testifying in his own behalf. However, an innocent man has nothing to fear, so I'm going to call that bluff. Will Edward Radin take the stand?
Edward Radin, take the stand. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Be seated.
Mr. Radin, tell the jury. Did you plan to rob and, if necessary, kill Thomas Abbott as described by Alma West?
Yes, I did.
Did you do it?
No,
What made you change your plan?
I didn't change him. They were changed for me.
Tell the jury what happened.
I followed Abbott out of the Sunset Club, all right. Got into his car and drove off. I started for my car where my partner, Slim Everett, was supposed to wait for me. That's when my plans were changed.
How?
Slim drove away before I reached the car.
There are the facts, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The simple and complete story of why Edward Radin is not guilty of killing Thomas Abbott. I have only two more questions. First, Mr. Radin, did you notice if there was anyone in the car with Slim Everett?
Yeah. Alma West was in it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, you know why I said she gave a good performance, but her lines were from the wrong script. Now, Mr. Radin, the second and last question. Were there any buttons missing from your overcoat when the police took it from you?
No, it had all its buttons.
Thank you. Your witness, Mr. District Attorney.
First, let me assure counsel that the defendant's overcoat has the number of buttons it's supposed to have.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Now, by the way, Mr. Radin, what color is that coat?
Blue. Navy blue.
And what color is my necktie?
Why, navy blue.
For your information, Mr. Radin, it is brown. Dark brown. And that means, Mr. Radin, that you are colorblind.
Okay, so I'm colorblind. So what?
So when you sewed on a button to replace the one Tommy Abbott had torn off your overcoat, you put a brown button on a navy blue coat. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, one brown button. Just one. On a navy blue coat.
I didn't do it. I didn't sew that button on. A tailor did it. It was done long before Abbott was killed.
No, Radin, a tailor didn't sew on that button. First, I've never heard of a colorblind tailor. And second, the brown button is fastened on with the wrong kind of thread. No tailor would attempt to sew on a button with 21-gauge thread.
There was the number 21 again. It completed the evidence against Edward Radin. When the jury had filed back into the box, the woman who was serving as foreman announced the verdict as...
Guilty of murder in the first degree.
But that wasn't the finale of the case that began and ended with 21. That came later when the judge pronounced...
Edward Radin, it is the sentence of this court that you be removed to the state penitentiary and there executed according to the laws of this state. Said execution to take place on the 21st day of June, 1947.
And that's the end.
And also the end of another famous jury trial. These exciting dramatizations are brought to you each week by the American Broadcasting Company. Next week, we will present the trial of the People versus Stevens.
Court is adjourned.
All names, times, and places mentioned on tonight's program are fictional. Famous Jury Trials is produced and directed by Wiley Adams. Tonight's script was written by Len Finger. Your narrator was Norman Rose. The cast included Alice Reinhardt, James Van Dyke, Raymond Edward Johnson, Bernard Lenrow, Joe DeSantis, Sidney Paul, and Ralph Camargo. Your announcer, Bill Crago. Be sure to listen next week when the American Broadcasting Company presents another famous jury trial. Now here's a special program note. It means thrills, excitement, gripping mystery when lawyer John J. Malone tackles a case of murder. Don't miss Murder and Mr. Malone tonight over this ABC station. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Opening session, part one.
The American Broadcasting Company presents famous jury trials, fictionized dramatizations of cases typical of many, taken from actual court history. The dramatic story of our courts, where rich and poor alike, guilty and innocent, stand before the bar of justice.
Court is in session. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are the judges of the evidence to be laid before you. Be just and fear not, for the true administration of justice is the foundation of good government.
People versus Stevens.
It is early evening in a large eastern city. In a small midtown apartment hotel, a short, broad-shouldered man named Alan Carter walks quickly along a corridor on the 11th floor. As he turns around a bend in the hall, he sees an excited group of people standing in front of the door toward which he has been walking.
Hey, what happened here?
Look for yourself.
Johnny Evans.
It was Johnny Evans. Someone pumped a couple of slugs into him and made sure both he and his jockey days were over.
Who did it?
I don't know, but I got a hunch it was these.
2 days later, the police arrest Paul Stevens, a well-known playboy. And in his opening address to the jury, the district attorney declared,
"The state will prove that Paul Stevens fired the shots that killed Johnny Evans. This was a vicious, premeditated murder by a man for whom the code of decency meant only an invitation to violate it. We will show that Paul Stevens deserves but one verdict from this court: guilty of murder in the first degree. For its first witness, the state calls Alan Carter. Alan Carter, take the stand. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Be seated.
Mr. Carter, when was the first time you met the defendant?
Just about a month ago.
Where did you meet him?
At a card game.
Will you tell what happened at the game, please?
Well, it was a pretty rough afternoon for me and Stevens. Both of us dropped a couple of healthy-sized bundles. But after the rest of the mob had cleared out of the room counting their change, me and Stevens sat around for a few minutes, sympathizing with one
Those guys must have had aces or horseshoes in their pockets.
another. That's the way it goes, Stevens.
Sure, but does it have to be the same way all the time?
What's your kick? You got a big enough kitty waiting when your old man kicks off.
Cut it, I don't like it.
Okay. Take kitty.
I'm out of my father's will.
Thinks you're a bad boy, huh?
Something like that.
Listen, Stevens. I got an angle.
Like what?
Look, how much did you drop this afternoon?
Oh, about 9,000. Why?
Well, with what I got figured out, you'll get 5 times that back.
Yeah? Go on.
You know which horse is favored to win the 4th race tomorrow?
Sure, Prince Hal.
Yeah, that's the baby. Now, the only other horse in that race that can give Prince Hal any trouble is a hay-burner named Sky King.
Hay-burner is right. He has enough prayer cutter, and you know it.
Look, I got a surprise for you. I'm betting on him.
You must make a hobby out of losing money. First this afternoon, now Sky King.
All right, then listen to this, Stevens. The race is fixed.
Fixed?
That's what I said.
But, well, are you sure?
Sure enough to lay 40 grand on Sky King to win.
Say, how'd you do it?
You see, Johnny Evans and me like the same things, especially money. I'm giving him some as a present to keep Prince Hal from getting too ambitious.
Hey, can I get in on it?
I told you about it, didn't I? How much can you raise?
Oh, about 10,000.
Oh, can't you get more?
No.
Well, okay. I tell you, bring the dough to my hotel in the morning. I'm at the Clinton.
Oh, I thought I'd place the bet with my own bookie.
No, that's no good. Too much money begins showing in the wrong places, the odds will drop to nothing. Let me place it for you.
Well, all right.
Swell. Now, how about a drink?
Sure thing.
We'll drink to Prince Hal, the best also-ran that ever lived. Hello, Stevens. Am I in time?
Sure. Come in. The results will be on the air in a few minutes.
Who is it, Paul?
Come on out, Joan. I want you to meet Alan Carter.
Just a second.
I hear you got a pretty wife, Stevens.
Oh, she's out of this world.
I didn't know married men still talk like that.
Married men talk like what?
Oh, I was just telling Carter how beautiful you are, baby.
Yes, and now I believe him. I'm glad to know you, Mrs. Stevens.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Please sit down.
Well, I'd like to, but that race has me too nervous. You better turn on the radio, Stevens.
Yeah, sure.
I hope you two know what you're doing.
Oh, this is a sure thing, Mrs. Stevens.
There is no such animal.
All right. Stick around and learn.
Quiet, will you? Hear this.
Race. It was Arrowhead, the winner, paying $660 to win, $420 to place, and $330 to show. Mainliner second, $880 to place, and $4 even to show. Swifty was the third horse, $260 to show.
That's not your race, is it?
Quiet, Joan.
All right, here are the results of the fourth race coming in. The winner is expected from wire to wire, the favorite Prince Hound.
What happened?
That jockey, that dirty double-crossing...
Carter, you wiped me out.
Shut up, I'm in this, too.
But you promised me. You said it was
Wait
all
till
fixed.
I get that Johnny Evans.
Cut it out, both of you. Okay, you lost. Now forget it.
Joan, are you crazy? We're broke. How can I forget it?
Well, what can you do about it? Kill the jockey?
That's not a bad idea.
You know, I think you got something there, Mr. Stevens.
Johnny Evans, huh?
Paul, stop it. Forget about the money. We'll work something out.
Sure, but right now I've only got one plan and it concerns Mr. Johnny Evans.
In other words, Mr. Carter, the last time you saw Paul Stevens, it was your definite impression that he was going to kill Johnny Evans.
Yes, sir.
Your witness.
Mr. Carter, why have you been so liberal in showing yourself to be a crooked gambler?
Objection. The witness is not on trial here.
Your Honor, I'm merely trying to show that the witness is testifying as a result of a deal he's made with the district attorney. If he helps to convict my client, then the district attorney will recommend leniency when Carter's own trial for bribery comes up.
It is common practice for men under indictment to assist the state by revealing any important information they may have. For cooperation of this nature, I think it only fair that leniency be exercised. The objection is sustained, and counsel will confine his examination of the witness to the matter at hand.
Very well, Your Honor. All right, now tell me, Mr. Carter, what is your occupation?
I make investment.
What was the last investment that you made?
Well,
Was it a dice game or at the racetrack?
Now, look, I offered to tell exactly what happened so I could see this killer here gets what he deserves.
Your Honor, I ask the witness's last remarks be stricken from the record. They show an obviously biased and prejudged opinion.
Granted. The jury will ignore the witness's last piece of testimony.
You seem quite anxious to convict my client, Mr. Carter. Besides your strong desire to see justice done, is it possible that you only want suspicion diverted from you?
No.
Did you really bet the money the defendant gave you? Did you keep it?
Well, I had to bet it.
Why? What was to stop you from keeping it? You knew your horse didn't have a chance. All you had to do was to tell the defendant the bet had been placed and lost.
No, I don't operate that way.
Oh, of course you don't. Fixing horse races is a sign of an ethical man.
Your Honor, I object. The witness is being persecuted by the defense in an attempt to confuse the jury. So far, defense hasn't introduced one bit of evidence to contradict Mr. Carter's testimony.
He's testifying to save his own neck.
But that doesn't prove he's lying about your client.
Interesting repartee, gentlemen. But let's have no more of it. What is the defense trying to prove by this line of questioning?
One simple point, Your Honor. And that is that Alan Carter had just as strong a motive to kill Johnny Evans as the defendant is claimed to have had.
Then direct your questioning to that point. I'll proceed.
Mr. Carter, by your own admission, you lost more money on the race than the defendant.
Well,
Yes or no, Mr. Carter?
Yes, I did, but I could afford it better. Stevens claimed he was wiped out.
Just why could you afford it better?
Well, I just could, that's all.
Isn't it true that there are 4 judgments on file against you for loan defaults?
I don't remember.
Then I'd like to help you to. I have right here in my hand an official transcript from the municipal court clerk showing that the 4 judgments I just referred to were awarded within the last 2 years. Your Honor, I'd like to have this transcript entered in the record.
If there are no objections, clerk will accept the transcript for entry.
I thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Carter, since we've established that you couldn't afford to lose that large bet on the race, perhaps you can remember where you were at the time of the murder.
Yeah, sure. In a movie.
What was that?
I said I was in a movie.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Carter, I just wanted the jury to be certain that is what you said. In a movie. The greatest stock alibi ever invented. That's all, Mr. Carter.
The defense has scored an important advantage. By his skillful cross-examination, the defense attorney has projected Alan Carter into the spotlight as a possible suspect. But the prosecution is not to be stopped so easily. For its next witness, the state calls Nick Thompson, a bartender at the club.
Mr. Thompson, please tell the court what happened on the afternoon of March 14th.
Yes, sir. Well, it was about 4 o'clock when I noticed this fellow with you.
Hey, bartender, another double whiskey.
Okay, pal, it's your stomach. Here. Enjoy yourself.
Sure. Why not?
I give you a tip, pal. You don't get rid of trouble that way.
No?
No. After your head goes down in the morning, it'll still be there.
You got trouble.
No, I gave up the horses. I didn't have the heart to keep losing.
Horses? Who said anything about horses?
Well, you haven't been complaining about a woman.
Come here.
Yeah?
Tell me something. What did you do if a jockey double-crossed you, huh?
Say, you have got trouble.
It's Johnny Evans. He didn't play ball. He said he'd do it, but he didn't. He let us down.
Hey, take it easy.
He promised to hold up on Prince Hal, but he didn't. He didn't.
You better take another
No,
drink.
I don't want another drink. I want Evans. I want him for what he did to me.
Hey, where you going?
I'm going to get that guy. I'm going to get him.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Your witness.
Mr. Thompson, did you make any attempt to communicate that alarming bit of information to the authorities?
No.
Well, why not?
I didn't take it seriously at the time.
Then why are you testifying now?
Well, when I saw Mr. Stevens' picture in the paper, read about being arrested for killing a jockey.
You mean accused of killing the jockey, Mr. Thompson?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I thought I ought to tell what I heard. That's all.
And at the time, you didn't think it was too important. You thought it was just the imagination of a man who had had one too many. Isn't that right?
Objection. The defense is framing the witness answers.
Overruled. The witness is not being coerced. Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. To repeat then, Mr. Thompson, you did nothing about the defendant's so-called threat because you considered it just a drunken boast.
Yeah.
You've often heard such bold talk from many others at your bar, haven't you? Sure. That's all. Thank you.
Herman Garson to the stand.
Herman Garson to the stand. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, nothing but God?
Yes, I do.
Be seated.
Mr. Garson, what is your occupation?
I am the desk clerk at the Royal Palms Apartment Hotel.
Is that where Johnny Evans lives?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever seen the defendant before?
Yes, sir.
Where?
At the hotel.
Go on, please.
Well, it was on the day of the murder. I was on duty at the desk when I looked up to see this fellow standing in front of me.
Pardon me. Does Johnny Evans live here?
Who's calling, please?
Just give me his room number, that's all.
I'm sorry, but no guest can go upstairs unannounced.
But it's a surprise. I'm a friend of his.
Rules are rules. I'm sorry.
Look, you could use a nice new tie, couldn't you? Here, buy yourself a hand-painted special. Now, what's his room number?
Hey, you'd better get out of here, mister.
Okay. The name is Stevens. Now, what's his room number?
I'll tell him you're here, Mr. Stevens. Mr. Evans, please. Hand-painted tie, indeed. Hello? Hello, there's a Mr. Stevens here to see you. Yes, he says he's a friend of yours. Well, all right, Mr. Evans. Thank you.
Well?
The answer is no.
Why, you...
Hey, let go of my shirt.
Listen, you legal eagle. Tell that crooked midget he can't hide for the rest of his life. Do you get me? Tell him he can't.
And you say that with that, he walked out of the hotel?
Yes, sir. The hotel detective saw what was happening, and he started to come over to my rescue. Mr. Stevens left rather quickly.
When was the body discovered?
I object. That question is timed to connect the murder with the visit of the defendant.
Sustained. The prosecution will indicate that the witness is being questioned on a new point.
I apologize, Your Honor. The sequence of questions was entirely accidental. Now, Mr. Garson, how did you happen to find the body?
Well, several phone calls had come in from Mr. Evans, and since I hadn't seen him go out, I felt something might be wrong.
You went upstairs, opened the door, and found the body on the floor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, The district attorney is to be complimented on his concern for the witness. He even prepares the answers for him. May I ask the same privilege?
Your Honor, if my colleague can think of any answers for the witness, he is welcome to the privilege. Your witness.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Garza, is there anything to connect the visit of the defendant with Johnny Evans's murder?
Why, what do you mean?
Well, did he actually threaten the jockey's life?
Oh, no.
Did you see him re-enter the hotel, go upstairs to Evans's room?
No.
All right, just one more thing, Mr. Garza. Did Alan Carter ever visit Johnny Evans?
Yes, sir.
That's all. Just one more thing, Mr. Garza. Did Alan Carter ever visit Johnny Evans?
Yes, sir.
That's all.
Facing the packed courtroom, the district attorney indicates he has called his last witness. Then, turning to the jury, he declares,
The state's case is complete. The evidence presented by our witnesses makes it unnecessary for us to prolong the length of this trial. We have already clearly established one main essential point: that Paul Stevens, angered by what he considered to be a double cross, killed the man he thought responsible. The story is rapidly coming to a close. We have given you a beginning and a middle. It is up to you to supply the ending. A verdict of guilty. The state rests.
Is the defense ready to present its case?
We are, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is the duty of the defense counsel to claim the innocence of his client. This I most certainly do. But in the proving of my claim, I have been generously helped by the district attorney. He has not produced one single witness who saw the defendant commit the crime with which he is charged. He has only given you a mass of innuendo. The defense, ladies and gentlemen, will give you facts. Facts that will establish beyond the shadow of a doubt the innocence of my client. For its first witness, the defense calls Paul Stevens.
Paul Stevens takes the stand. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, help your God?
I do.
Be seated.
Mr. Stevens, did you kill Johnny Evans?
No, I didn't.
Have you any idea of who did kill Johnny Evans?
No.
Thank you. Your witness.
Mr. Stevens, where did you go after you visited Johnny Evans' hotel the afternoon of his death?
I went to a small house I own in the country.
Or anybody see you there? Townspeople? Neighbors?
No, it's a summer resort. There was no one around.
Then you have no witnesses to the fact that you were there.
Yes, there was a witness.
Who?
Well, a friend of mine, Scott Ridgely.
Well, where is he?
Oh, I don't know.
Please, Mr. Stevens. The court is sympathetic to imagination, but you can hardly expect anyone to believe that this friend you speak of offers proof of your alibi if he hasn't come forward to help you.
Oh, I tell you, he's disappeared. We've tried to find him. My wife searched the city for him.
Well, it's strange that your counsel hasn't mentioned this mysterious missing witness to the court, Mr. Stevens. Perhaps he finds it a trifle embarrassing.
I don't require any assistance from the prosecution in preparing my case. I suggest the district attorney take a little more care in his. So far, all we've learned from him is a lesson in how to fix a horse race.
I would like to see a little more of the oratory directed to this case.
Yes, Your Honor. Before I dismiss the witness, I would merely like to state that the defendant's weak alibi is only an indication of the weakness of his entire case. You say, Mr. Stevens, that you didn't kill Johnny Evans, yet a friend who can clear you seems to be missing. Is that right?
I swear it's the truth.
Oh, I'm sure it is. That's all. You may step down.
Mrs. Jones Stevens to the stand, please.
Mrs. Jones Stevens, take the stand, please. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, help your God?
I do.
Be seated.
Mrs. Stevens, did your husband kill Johnny Evans?
No, he couldn't have.
Do you say that just out of love for your husband? Or is there a more material basis?
I don't have any proof. If we could only find Scott Ridgely, he'd prove my husband is innocent.
Objection. We've already been over that piece of ground.
Sustained. If a possible witness fails to appear, no one has the authority to speak for him.
Very well, Your Honor. Now tell me, Mrs. Stevens, do you know of anyone else who would have a motive to kill Johnny Evans?
Alan Carter. He claimed Evans was going to throw the race, and when he didn't, he had just as much reason to kill him.
You know of no other suspect?
Well, no one I can think of.
Mrs. Stevens, did you ever ask your husband for a divorce?
What?
Have you ever wanted a divorce?
Of course not. My husband and I are happily married.
How much insurance has your husband, you know?
I don't know why you're asking all these questions.
I have a reason, Mrs. Stevens. Believe me. Please don't be frightened.
I'm not frightened.
Good. Now, how much insurance does your husband carry?
I don't know. I've never discussed it with him.
But you're the beneficiary.
I suppose so.
That's all, Miss Stevens. Thank you. You're with me.
Mrs. Stevens, where was your husband at the time of the killing?
He says he was at our country house.
I asked if you knew where he was.
Well,
Did you see him at the country house?
No.
Then you have no way of knowing that he didn't shoot the jockey.
Well...
Have you?
No.
You recall Mr. Carter's description of the afternoon at your house when the race results came over the radio?
I do.
Was it accurate?
I think so.
Then you heard your husband say that he would get Johnny Evans.
He didn't say it like that.
Then how did he say it? It's no matter, Mrs. Stevens. We have the general idea. That's all.
Now the district attorney has stemmed the tide running in favor of the defense. His sharp, incisive questioning of Mrs. Stevens will force the defense to bring in new evidence or concede the fact that the defendant had publicly threatened the jockey's life and then carried out his threat. The defense attorney holds a hurried consultation with his client.
Listen, what's the idea? Why'd you ask those questions of Joan?
Relax, Paul. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you treated Joan as if she was on trial.
Is the defense ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. Take it easy, Paul. It has to be this way. Don't worry now. Scott Ridgely, to the stand, please.
A current of excitement sweeps through the courtroom as a tall, narrow-shouldered man walks nervously to the witness chair. This is the high point of the trial. The defense has found the missing witness. What testimony can he give to save his friend, Paul Stevens? The crowd leans forward eagerly.
Mr. Ridgely, you're a friend of Paul Stevens, aren't you?
Yes.
How did you meet the defendant?
Joan, his wife, introduced us. She and I were once engaged. We grew up together in the same town.
Then you know Mrs. Stevens very well.
Oh, yes, sir.
Would you tell the court what happened on the afternoon of March 14th, please?
Well, I had a date at the Stevens apartment for cocktails. When I pressed the buzzer
Hello, Scott.
No smile for an old friend?
I don't feel much like smiling.
Well, goodbye.
Where are you going?
Listen, honey, I've got enough troubles of my own. I came here to forget them, not to find new ones.
You picked a bad time. There are things worse than your trying to keep the secret that your business is on the rocks.
How did you know about that?
Oh, Joni gets around. Don't worry, Scott. I won't tell your creditors on you.
Listen, let it die, will you? If that gets out, they'll close me in a day.
Right now, I have something else to worry about.
Say, what are we doing? Matching our bad luck stories?
See if you can top this. Paul is on his way to kill a man.
Sure. And I am the king of the Eskimos.
This isn't a joke, Scott. It's straight.
Well, Say, what's it all about?
Paul and a man named Alan Carter bet on a horse because a jockey was bribed.
Go on.
The jockey didn't come through, that's all. Now Paul is out to get him. He dropped $10,000. Every penny we had. We're broke, wiped out.
So now Paul wants to make murder the payoff.
And he's going to do it. He tore out of here a half an hour ago like a madman.
Why didn't you call the cops?
And have Paul picked up and booked? Nothing doing.
But we've got to stop him.
Sure, but how?
The crazy fool.
You can't stop him.
Maybe, but I can try. So long, Joan. I've got to find...
What did you do after that, Mr. Ridgely?
I phoned Johnny Evans and warned him, but he laughed it off. He said he had no time for cranks.
When did you next see Paul Stevens?
That same afternoon. You see, I knew he wouldn't have the nerve to kill Evans. And I figured he'd go somewhere to cool off. A place where he could think things out.
And where did you find him, Mr. Ridgely?
At his house in the country. I was with him from 6 in the evening to 10 o'clock.
Order. Mr. Ridgely, why haven't you come forward before this to corroborate the defendant's alibi?
Because of something that happened after he'd been arrested. You see, when I heard the news flash on the radio, I phoned his house.
Hello?
Joan, this is Scott. I just heard the news. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Scott, but there's nothing you can do now.
Hold on to your hat, honey, but there is something I can do. Save Paul's life.
What?
You heard it right. He didn't kill Johnny Evans.
Too bad you can't prove it.
But I can. I was with him that evening. Didn't he tell you?
No.
I can prove his alibi.
Scott,
Can you get over here right away?
Sure.
Then hurry. I'll be waiting.
Come on, Joan, get your hat on. We've got to get moving.
Come in, Scott. I want to talk to you.
Okay. You know, for a wife who's about to get her husband back, you don't look too happy.
I don't want him back.
I figured. What was that?
I don't want him back. He's got to die.
Are you crazy?
I will be if I let you walk out of here to give Paul an alibi.
I don't get it. You and Paul. I always thought you were divorce-proof.
As long as Paul had his money, we got along. Now he's gambled every penny of it away. He's broke.
I still don't believe you mean all this.
Listen, Scott, I've got a deal for you.
Forget it.
Don't be a sucker all your life. I know your business is on the rocks. I'm giving you a chance to pull it together again.
Shut up. I don't want to listen.
Paul will leave me a policy worth $50,000. You'll get half, Scott. $25,000. That's a lot of money, and it's all yours.
Paul's my friend.
25,000.
But he'll die for that money.
What's he ever done for you? Take the money. It'll save your business.
I told you to keep quiet about that. No one's to know.
And with the money, they never will.
Forget about my business. Forget it.
Then take the money, and I won't have to think about the business.
I can't.
Just leave town until after the trial. It's such a simple thing. 25,000 to save your business. 25.
Go on, Mr. Ridgely.
Well, she kept after me like that for an hour. I was afraid she'd tell my business was folding up. If I could keep it quiet for just a few more weeks, I'd be okay. But if she told anyone,
We understand, Mr. Ridgely.
She made me agree to take the money. But I don't want it. Paul Stevens is innocent.
This startling new evidence stuns the court. It is several minutes before the attendants can restore order. The defense attorney's summation to the jury is swift and compelling.
Knowing that her husband would instantly be suspected of the crime, Joan Stevens phoned Johnny Evans, made a date with him, and killed him. She wanted her husband out of the way for the simplest motive in the world: money. Paul Stevens had gambled away every penny, but he had one possession left, his insurance. And the only way she could get that was by his death. So she framed him as a murderer, planning on the state's cooperation to climax her scheme. It seemed like the perfect crime. But there was one slipper. Scott Ridgely could confirm her husband's alibi. So she set out to silence him by a bribe. But fortunately, he decided, while time still remained, to frustrate her scheme. And you, the jury, will complete the frustration of her plan.
The prosecutor is brief. He tells the jury he is interested only in seeing that justice is done. The minutes seem like hours as the closed door of the jury room hides Paul Stevens' fate. Finally, the door is opened and jurors file briskly back into their seats.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What is your verdict?
We find the defendant not guilty.
As Paul Stevens is surrounded by an enthusiastic crowd of spectators, few people notice the court attendant who leads Joan Stevens out of the room toward a murder indictment and a trial for her life.
And so ends another famous jury trial. These exciting dramatizations are brought to you each week by the American Broadcasting Company. Next week, we will present the trial of the people versus Frank Connors.
Court is adjourned.
All names, times, and places mentioned on tonight's program are fictional. Famous Jury Trials is produced and directed by Wiley Adams. Tonight's script was written by Alvin Boris. Your narrator was Norman Rose. The cast included Robert Harris, Jim Bowles, Wendell Holmes, William Snow, Eugene Francis, Mary Orr, and Bernard Grant. Be sure to listen next week when the American Broadcasting Company presents another famous jury trial. Now here's a special program note. Lawyer, criminologist, sometimes detective. It's John J. Malone who makes murder his business. For suspenseful listening, don't miss Murder and Mr. Malone tonight over this ABC station. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are the judges of the evidence to be laid before you. Be just and fear not, for the true administration of justice is the foundation of good government.
Famous jury trials, dramatizations of cases taken from actual court history. The names of persons and places have been altered to protect the identity of those concerned.
The state versus Thomas Crosby. Are you ready for the state, Mr. District Attorney?
We are.
You ready for the defense, Counselor?
We are.
It was in the summer resort town of Wheeler's Landing that Thomas Crosby went on trial for his life. And the courtroom of the little town was crowded with curious summer vacationers who had left their holiday pleasures to witness the dramatic murder trial. Most of those present knew the middle-aged, wealthy defendant, Tom Crosby, knew the story of how the body of his beautiful young wife had been found at nearby Wheeler Lake beside her overturned boat. The residents of Wheeler's Landing had been shocked by that tragedy, and even more horrified when Thomas Crosby was arrested and charged with the murder of his wife. Now in the courtroom, the trial that had been awaited with excited anticipation was beginning. We commence tonight's famous jury trial.
The state versus Thomas Crosby.
The defendant, Thomas Crosby, looking older than his 41 years, his handsome, sensitive face lined with the anxiety and strain of the past weeks, sat listening intently to the district attorney as he reached the conclusion of his opening address to the jury and called his first witness, James Abbott, brother of the murdered woman.
James Abbott, you are the brother of the deceased Lenore Crosby?
Yes, I am.
You were close to each other. She confided in you?
Yes, we were very close to each other.
Shortly before her death, did she express fears of violence at the hands of her husband, the defendant?
Yes. She told me he'd threatened her life. She wanted me to talk to him. She seemed badly frightened. She said Tom was wild about her friendship with Fred Blake, that it was harmless, and she wanted me to explain that.
And did you speak to Tom Crosby?
Yes, he told me to mind my own business, as I might have expected.
And now, on the night of July the 18th, did you see the defendant and your sister, Lenore?
Yes, I was giving a small dance at the yacht club. Both Tom and Lenore were there.
And, did you notice when they left?
Yes, about 10 o'clock. Lenore told me she wasn't feeling well and was going outside for a while, and she left. Tom Crosby was watching her and started to follow.
And what did you do?
I tried to stop him. I told him Lenore had a headache and wanted to be left by herself for a little while. But he just laughed at me. An ugly, snarling laugh, and pushed me out of his way and followed Lenore.
And that was the last time you saw your sister alive?
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Mr. Abbott. Cross-examine.
Mr. Abbott, you stated that the defendant was jealous of his wife. Didn't she give him great cause for jealousy?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Wasn't she constantly gossiped about? Wasn't her name linked with one man after another?
Yes, there was gossip, but it was idle, vicious gossip. Lenore was one of those women who can't help attracting men. She was young and married to a man much older than she was, who bullied her and spied on her. Is it any wonder she was flattered and pleased when other men showed that they thought she was attractive?
Your Honor, I ask that all of that be stricken as not responsive.
Strike out everything except the first word, yes.
Now, the last man your sister's name was linked with was Frederick Blake, was it not?
Yes. But if you
Please. Was Blake at the dance you gave on July 18th?
No. I'd invited him, but he said he wasn't feeling well and couldn't come.
Oh, he wasn't feeling well. And then your sister said she wasn't feeling well. Mr. Abbott, didn't your sister leave the dance to keep a rendezvous with Frederick Blake?
Objection.
Sustained.
That's a foul, vicious lie. What right have you got to make an accusation like that?
Order, please. That's all, Mr. Abbott.
But, Your Honor, nobody can say that sort of thing and get away with it. My sister was one of the finest, truest, most lovable people who ever lived. And that fiend murdered her.
Order. Step down, Mr. Abbott.
I apologize, Your Honor. I'm not myself. I apologize.
Call Henry Farley.
Henry Farley.
Take the stand. Henry Foley, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Henry Farley, you in charge of the boats at the Wheeler Yacht Club?
Yes, sir, Mr. Jones. You ought to know that.
Now, on the night of July the 18th, did you see the defendant there with his wife?
Yes, sir. It was a little after 10 that night when I heard someone go out on the dock where all the boats are tied up. So I got up and looked out of the window to see what's going on. Might have been someone trying to steal the boat.
And could you see who it was?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's a landing light there, and I see it's Mrs. Crosby, and she unties the Crosby's boat and starts the outboard motor and sails off out onto the lake.
And then what happened?
Well, about 10 minutes later, I hear someone else on the dock, and I look, and it's Mr. Crosby.
And what did he do?
Oh, he gets in a launch what don't belong to him and starts off after Mrs. Crosby. I shouted at him because I don't know whether he's got any right to take that launch, but he don't pay no attention, and he's gone before I can stop him.
Do you know if that launch was fast enough to catch up to the outboard, even with the head start Mrs. Crosby had?
Oh, sure. The launch will go twice as fast as the outboard.
I see. Now, did you see Mr. Crosby again that night?
Yeah, but it was later. I went back to bed, so I don't exactly know how much later. An hour maybe. Anyways, I hear a boat coming, and it's Mr. Crosby in the lawn.
Alone?
Sure, alone.
And did you hear Mrs. Crosby come back?
No, sir, she never came back.
Take the witness.
No questions.
Call Dr. Albert Lanahan.
Dr. Albert Lanahan. Dr. Albert Lanahan. Dr. Albert Lanahan.
Doctor, did you examine the body of Lenore Crosby?
Yes, sir. They'd found her body out on the lake and her boat capsized, so everyone figured it was a case of drowning, but there wasn't any water in her lungs. She was dead before she was ever in the water.
And could you determine the cause of her death?
Easy as pie. She'd been strangled, no doubt about it.
And, Doctor, did you examine the defendant that same day?
Yes, sir. He was scratched all over the hands and face.
Thank you, Doctor. Your witness.
Doctor, did you examine Mrs. Crosby's fingernails to see if there were any traces of skin or flesh under them?
Yes, I did, but I didn't find anything.
But aren't such traces usually found when someone has violently scratched another person?
Yes, but not always.
Scratches such as you examined on Mr. Crosby could have been caused by a rough fall, couldn't they?
Yes, I reckon they could.
That is all.
Call Dorothy Small as next witness for the state.
Dorothy Small. Dorothy Small. Dorothy Small.
Miss Small, you were a maid in the Crosby's household.
Yes, sir, I was.
Were you up and on duty at around 11 o'clock on the night of July 18th?
Yes, sir. I was waiting up for Mrs. Crosby to help her undress. She always made me wait up, even when she wasn't going to get in till 3 or 4 in the morning. And expected me to go on with my duties the next day, same as if I hadn't been up half the night, waiting to undress her. Not that half the time she didn't need someone to undress her, because she did. She'd come in and...
Yes, Miss Small. Right now, we're concerned with the night of July the 18th. Did Mrs. Crosby come in that night?
Sure, and how could she? And her lying dead out on the lake.
Did you wait up for her?
No, sir. Not after 11.
You didn't?
No, sir. Mr. Crosby said I needn't. He said Mrs. Crosby wouldn't be coming in.
What?
Yes, sir. It was just about 11 when I heard the front door open, so I peeped over the banister to see who it was. And it was Mr. Crosby, and a rare state he was in, to be sure. His face and hands all scratched up, and him all out of breath and wild-looking. Give me quite a turn, and I gave a little scream. I couldn't help it. And he looked up and saw me peeping over the banister. And he said,
That you, Dorothy?
Yes, sir. Why, whatever is the matter with you, Mr. Crosby? Your face? Here, I'll come right down and help you.
Ah, never mind. Nothing. I had a fall coming through the woods. Scratched up a bit.
But can't I do anything?
No, thanks. I
I'm just going to lock up and go to bed.
Oh, sir, don't lock the door. Mrs. Crosby's not in yet.
I know it. He won't be coming in anymore.
Well, good ever, Jimmy, sir.
Now, never mind. You can go to bed now. You needn't wait up any longer. I'll see to the lights down here.
And the defendant locked up the house for the night?
Yes, sir. You can imagine what I thought, knowing her as I did. Oh, I must say, I never imagined anything like the truth. When I think that I spent the night in the same house with a murderer...
Objection. Sustained. Strike out all of that except the answer, yes, sir. Now, Miss Small, try and confine your answers to the question.
Yes, sir.
That's all. Cross-examine.
Miss Small, you knew a good deal about Mrs. Crosby's private life, didn't you?
That I did. More than our poor husband ever suspected. More than once I wanted to tell him a thing or two, but of course...
Yes. You knew that Mrs. Crosby was unfaithful to her husband.
Objection, Your Honor. I object to this whole line of questioning. Mrs. Crosby's character is entirely irrelevant to the charge against her husband.
Just what is the purpose of your question, Counselor?
Your Honor, I am trying to establish that Mrs. Crosby was unfaithful not with one man, but with many men, in order to show that she was not even faithful to her lover of the moment. Specifically, I want to show that not only the defendant, but Frederick Blake had the motive of jealousy to drive him to murder.
You mudslinging Jonathan, you can't say that about me.
Mr. Robert!
Order!
It's the last thing I ever do.
Officer, remove that man.
Look out there!
Hold on, make you wish.
Order!
Coming to it.
Order!
James Abbott, brother of the murdered woman, completely lost control of himself when he heard his sister's character attacked, and he sprang from his feet in the courtroom to try and force the defense attorney to retract the charges, and he had to be forcibly removed. But people wondered, was it possible that Lenore Crosby was murdered by a jealous lover? Or was her husband as guilty as he seemed? We will continue with this trial in just a moment. And now back to the courtroom. The defense lawyer begins his desperate fight to save the life of Tom Crosby.
And we will prove, you ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that there were others who had equal motive and equal opportunity to murder Lenore Crosby. We will convince you that there is more than a reasonable doubt as to the defendant's guilt. I call as my first witness the defendant himself, so that you may hear his story from his own lips. Call Thomas Crosby.
Tom Crosby took the stand and was sworn in. He appeared to have aged during the ordeal of the trial. His handsome face was strained, and the graying hair of his temples seemed accentuated as he began his story.
It is true that I was jealous of Lenore's friendship with other men. Well, that was partly, I suppose, my punishment for marrying a beautiful young girl, knowing in my heart that it was my money and not me that she wanted. And partly it was because she gave me good grounds for my jealousy.
Your Honor, I object to all this biased explanation. It isn't evidence.
Sustained. Mr. Crosby, did you ever threaten your wife with actual violence?
Yes, I did. I was trying to frighten her. I thought if she was really afraid of me, she wouldn't dare...
Yes. And did you have any proof that she was unfaithful to you?
Well, no actual proof, but I'd been watching her and this man, Frederick Blake, for weeks. I was convinced that they were meeting secretly. And the night that Lenore was killed, I was sure of it.
What made you so certain?
Well, that morning I overheard her making an appointment. I wasn't able to hear with whom, and I determined not to let Lenore out of my sight at the dance, to follow her if she left and find out who she was meeting, though I was sure it was Blake.
And what happened?
Well, we got to the dance about 9. And just before 10, I saw Lenore slip away. I followed her down to the boat landing and saw her get into our boat and start off across the lake. Well, I let her get a few minutes' start, and then I tried to follow her in a launch. But I couldn't get the thing started. Not for 5 minutes. And when I finally did, I'd lost her. It was a dark, cloudy night, and I couldn't see anything. I tried to follow the sound of the outboard, but it stopped in a few minutes, and I knew she must have landed somewhere, probably on one of the islands in the lake, but I couldn't tell which one.
And what did you do then?
I cruised around for half an hour or so, trying to find her, and then I gave up and came on in.
And did you return to the dance?
No. When I got back to the landing, the meaning of the whole thing suddenly burst on me. Somehow, somewhere in the back of my mind, I'd always kidded myself that Lenore really did love me, but there on the landing that night, I suddenly realized that I'd been right all along, that there could be no innocent explanation. But Lenore was at that moment with some man.
And what did you do?
Well, I don't know, really. I stumbled home through the woods. I tripped and fell a couple of times and bumped into trees, but I really didn't feel anything. I was dazed, all lost, and gone inside because I knew Leonore and I were finished.
And when you got home, what happened?
I locked up the house, locked her out, made up my mind she'd never enter my house again.
And you did not see your wife from the time she left the boat landing that night until the time her body was found beside her overturned boat?
No, I did not.
Thank you, Mr. Crosby. Take the witness.
Mr. Crosby, you were very jealous of your wife.
Yes, I expect I was. I loved her.
You threatened her life on more than one occasion.
Yeah, but I didn't mean it. I was trying to scare her.
Never mind the explanations. You threatened her life.
Yeah.
And when you followed her out on the lake that night, didn't you catch up to her in your launch?
No, I tell you, I lost her.
You didn't catch up to her and confront her with your knowledge of the phone message you say you heard that morning?
No, I tell you, I didn't see her.
You didn't accuse her of having a lover, and you did not then and there put into action the threat you had so often made and strangle her with your bare hands?
No, I tell you, I didn't. I'd never have killed her. I loved her. I loved her.
Yes, according to your admission, you loved her so much you threatened to kill her. And that night on the lake, while she clawed at your face and hands in her dying agony, you slowly and mercilessly choked her as you said you would, didn't you?
No, and I tell you, I loved her. Lenore.
That is all.
Call Frederick Blake.
Frederick Blake.
Mr. Blake, there was a good deal of gossip linking your name with Mrs. Crosby's, wasn't there?
Yes, I'm afraid there was. People in a place like this have nothing else to do but gossip. But there wasn't any truth in what they hinted at about me and Lenore.
No truth in it?
None whatsoever.
Are you sure, Mr. Blake? Take a look at these letters here. Are these in your handwriting?
What? Where did you get them?
From the wall safe in Lenore Crosby's bedroom. I ask you again, are those letters in your handwriting?
I told her to burn them.
They are yours.
Yes, but it doesn't prove anything. I admit I loved her, but I didn't kill her. You haven't anything on me.
Do you deny that it was with you that Mrs. Crosby kept a rendezvous on the lake the night she was murdered?
Yes, I do deny it. I didn't see her that night at all. I have an alibi. I was home that night. My wife can bear witness to that.
Oh, you have an alibi. And will you deny that Mrs. Crosby called you that morning to arrange a meeting?
I don't know. I never got any message. I can prove that.
You can prove it?
The boathouse man, Hank Farley, was our go-between. Lenore Crosby would leave him messages, and I'd contact her the same way.
Oh, that's how you did it, huh?
Yeah, but Frank Farley will tell you he didn't give me any message that day. I asked him if he had anything for me, and he said no. Ask him, he'll tell you.
I see. Well, that's a point we can settle right now. Your Honor, I would like to excuse this witness with the privilege of recalling him after Farley has testified. I would like to call Hank Farley at this point to question him about what the defendant has just testified.
Very well. If there's no objection, the witness may be excused, subject to recall.
No objection.
Call Henry Farley if he's in the courtroom.
Yeah, I'm here.
Will you come up here, please? You can step down, Mr. Blake. Up here. Hank, is it true what Mr. Blake has just testified, that he and Mrs. Crosby exchanged notes and phone calls through you?
Well, yeah, they paid me for it, and it was none of my business what they did.
I see. And now, on July 18th, did you give Mr. Blake a message for Mrs. Crosby?
Well, no, I didn't.
But she telephoned. Didn't she ask you to pass on a message to Mr. Blake?
Yeah, but, well, I forgot to give it to him, that's all.
You forgot? Even though he asked you if there was a note for him?
I don't remember him asking me. If I'd done that, I would have remembered.
But I did ask you, Hank. Don't you remember? I called you down on my boat just before he shoved off and asked you. You said there wasn't any message.
Order, please. Well, Hank?
Well, I don't remember nothing like that. Anyways, I forgot to give him a message.
I see. You forgot that you saw Mrs. Crosby go out to keep her date that night.
Yeah, about 10 o'clock.
And you didn't stop her, Hank, even though you hadn't delivered her message.
Well, I was afraid to tell her, and I knew that she'd be real angry. I'd forgotten. I was afraid.
Are you sure it was Mrs. Crosby you saw, Hank? Could you see her well enough to tell what she had on?
Yeah, sure. She was wearing a white fluffy dress and a pearl necklace. There was flower in her hair. Yeah, sure, it was her, all right.
And are you sure you recognized Mr. Crosby when he followed her? What was he wearing?
Well, I don't remember, but it was him, all right. I saw him, all right.
You don't remember what he was wearing?
No, I forget.
Think hard, Hank. Was he in evening clothes, or was he wearing white flannels, or what? Think.
I tell you, I don't remember.
Hank, isn't the reason you can't remember because you never saw him that night?
Yeah, sure I saw him. He admits he was there. What is this, anyway?
Yeah, he was there, Hank, but you didn't see him because you weren't there.
What do you mean?
You weren't there, Hank.
Ain't I told you I was? I told you everything that happened.
No, you told us what you guessed had happened, what must have happened from the facts you know. But your story didn't check with what really happened. You made little mistakes that puzzle me all along.
What do you mean? What mistake?
You said that Mr. Crosby followed his wife to the dock 10 minutes after his wife left. He tells us it was less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, what's a few minutes?
You said that you shouted at him when he started up the launch that didn't belong to him, that he sailed off without paying any attention to you. But Tom Crosby said it took him a while to get that launch started.
Your Honor, I don't see the purpose or relevance of this line of questioning.
Your Honor, the purpose is to show that this man is lying, that he wasn't anywhere near the boathouse that night because he was out on one of the small islands on the lake waiting for Lenore Crosby.
Your Honor.
No, I wasn't. You're crazy.
That's why you can tell us so exactly what Lenore Crosby was wearing that night, though you couldn't even remember if her husband was wearing white flannels or evening dress. You could tell us what she wore because you saw her close to, held her in your arms that night.
No.
You remembered the flower in her hair because you were inhaling its fragrance at the very moment your hands were closing about her throat to strangle her. Weren't you?
No, I didn't do it. I wasn't there. I was nowhere near Potato Island that night. I was at the boathouse.
Potato Island? So that's where you met her. That's where you murdered her.
No, I just meant that Will you leave me alone?
You kept the rendezvous in place of Frederick Blake, didn't you?
No.
Hank, are you going to let an innocent man go to his death for something you did? Isn't one murder on your conscience enough?
It wasn't murder. I didn't mean to kill her. I didn't want her to die.
But you did kill her.
Yeah, I did. I killed her.
We return to the dramatic confession of Hank Farley in just a moment. Breaking down under the relentless pounding of the defense attorney, Hank Farley collapsed and confessed his guilt. And later, when he had recovered his composure, he told what had happened on the fateful night of July 18th.
No, Crosby was a bad one. She led me on. You know, little things like squeezing your hand. She let me kiss her once. She just drove me crazy. Well, I decided to keep that date she meant for Fred Blake. When she got to the island that night, I was there waiting for her. She was scared. And when I tried to kiss her, she fought me and she called me names like I was dirt under her feet. Well, I just lost my temper. I choked her to make her stop. I choked her and I... When I let go of her, she was dead. But I didn't mean to kill her.
With the confession of Hank Farley, Tom Crosby was acquitted of the charge that he had murdered his wife. Farley was sentenced to a term of life imprisonment for his crime. And so ended the story of Lenore Crosby, a young and beautiful girl whose misconduct brought her to a violent end and brought bitter tragedy into the lives of the men who loved her. Famous jury trials, the drama of the courts, drawn from actual courtroom cases. This is a Grace Gibson radio production, directed by Lawrence H. Cecil.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are the judges of the evidence to be laid before you. Be just and fear not, for the true administration of justice is the foundation of good government.
Famous jury trials, dramatizations of cases taken from actual court history. The names of persons and places have been altered to protect the identity of those concerned.
The State versus Vernon Craig.
It was late one Sunday morning in autumn several years ago that an event occurred which on the surface at least appeared to be typical of the many tragic accidents all too common during the hunting season. The scene was the living room of the home of Vernon Craig, a young businessman of the town. 3 persons were present: Vernon Craig himself, his wife Louise, and his wife's sister Anne. Craig had just made ready to clean his shotgun when suddenly it was discharged and Mrs. Craig was instantly killed. Craig's explanation that it was an accident was accepted by the police until an investigation revealed discrepancies in his story, whereupon he was arrested, indicted, and charged with murder. We commence tonight's famous jury trial.
The State versus Vernon Craig.
When the trial began, a large crowd was present in the courtroom to listen to the district attorney as he concluded his opening address to the jury and began to examine his first witness, Mrs. Bertha Ladd.
Mrs. Ladd, you are acquainted with Vernon Craig and his wife, Louise?
Why, yes. I've known them since shortly after their marriage, 2 years ago. My husband and I live in a 2-family house. We have the upstairs and the Craigs live downstairs.
I see. Now, Mrs. Ladd, the death of Louise Craig occurred on the morning of Sunday, October 22nd. Before that date, had you observed anything that might lead you to believe that they were unhappily married?
Yes, indeed. There was scarcely a week went by that they didn't quarrel. You could hear them all over the house.
Did you ever overhear those quarrels?
Yes, often. Sometimes it was because of money. Mr. Craig claimed Louise was too extravagant. And sometimes it was women.
Women?
Well, of course, this was Mr. Craig's second marriage. He'd been married before and divorced.
Yes, I know.
On one occasion, it must have been last December, Louise said Mr. Craig was seeing his first wife again.
What did he say to this?
He said it was untrue and...
Go on.
Well, that he wished he'd never met Louise and that he'd never been divorced.
On what occasion did he state this?
Oh, I must have heard him say it almost a dozen times.
Thank you, Mrs. Ladd. Your witness.
Mrs. Ladd, do you realize that your testimony makes you appear something of an eavesdropper?
Why, what do you mean? I'm just doing my lawful duty. The way that house is built, you can almost hear a whisper downstairs.
I'm glad you told us that. The jury will understand, then, that any disputes between Mr. and Mrs. Craig need not have been either loud or violent to be overheard.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that
Never
at all.
mind. That will do. Mrs. Ladd, tell me, were the relations of you and your husband with the defendant on a friendly basis?
Well, no.
Oh, you admit it. Then, of course, you knew your husband was once made the defendant in a lawsuit filed by Mr. Craig.
Yes, that's true.
And your husband lost that lawsuit?
Yes.
With a judgment against him for $1,200?
Yes, but...
That will be all, Mrs. Ladd. You're excused.
Oh, but you haven't let me say that...
Mrs. Ladd, that is all. Step down, please.
You have no right to talk to me like that.
Call Mr. Cole Bronson.
Cole Bronson. Cole Bronson. Cole Bronson, take the stand, please. Do you solemnly swear the evidence you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. What is your occupation, Mr. Bronson?
I'm a railroad man, a conductor.
And you live?
Right next door to the Craigs, 1631 Forest Avenue.
Tell the court what happened on the evening of Friday, October 20th.
Some of the boys asked me if I wouldn't like to go out pheasant hunting for a couple of hours the next morning. Well, I like a little sport once in a while, so I said sure. I don't own a shotgun, though. So Friday evening I called on Craig and asked if I couldn't borrow his. He said sure and gave it to me right then and there.
And?
Well, when we got back Saturday night, I cleaned Craig's gun, then gave it back to him.
Will you repeat that?
I cleaned the shotgun.
And extracted the shells?
Yes, sir. I did that before starting home.
Anybody see you do that?
Well, Bill Phelps and Rod Tracy were with me. I guess they'd remember.
Did the gun contain any shells when you handed it back to the defendant?
Of course not. I cleaned it, I told you.
That's all. Your witness.
Mr. Bronson, it was pretty chilly hunting pheasants about then, wasn't it? Didn't you have something along to, to warm you up a bit?
Oh, a couple of nips maybe, sure.
A few nips, eh?
Yeah.
It was probably more than a few, Mr. Bronson. I've been on hunting trips myself. But you still think you cleaned the gun, eh? Well, that's all. No more questions.
Call Miss Ruth Seeley.
Ruth Seeley. Ruth Seeley. Ruth
Miss Seeley, you were the defendant's former wife, were you not?
Yes. But when I divorced Mr. Craig 3 years ago, the court gave me the right to use my maiden name.
Are you aware that the defendant has stated that he spent the afternoon of the Saturday before his wife's death fishing?
Yes, sir.
But where was he actually?
With me.
All that Saturday afternoon?
All of it.
Then, in spite of your divorce, you were still friends?
We were not. I'll speak quite frankly. I divorced Mr. Craig because I'd lost my respect for him. I just wanted to forget that I'd ever been his wife.
Move to strike out the answer.
Yes, strike it out, except we were not.
Why did he call on you then? No, I'll put the question in another form. What was the reason he gave you?
Same that he'd given me a dozen times before.
Oh, you mean that was not the first time he'd called since the divorce?
It wasn't.
And the reason?
I said that we weren't friends. I was speaking only for myself, of course. Mr. Craig had a different idea. He told me he was sorry for the past, that he was sorry he'd ever married again, and if I'd just give him another chance, he'd prove he could turn over a new leaf.
A new leaf?
Mr. Craig's failing was women. On the other hand, the failing of quite a few women seemed to be Mr. Craig.
Miss Seeley, while the defendant was, as he expressed it, turning over a new leaf, he was nevertheless a married man spending time with a woman other than his wife. Doesn't that strike you as odd?
Yes.
That's all.
Miss Seeley, it strikes me as odd that while you claim to have discouraged the advances of the defendant, you still permitted him to spend an entire afternoon in your company.
I couldn't prevent it.
Couldn't prevent it? Come now, Miss Seeley. Surely you don't expect the jury to believe that a competent young woman like yourself could be as helpless as that.
I happen to be in business for myself. I asked no alimony at the time of my divorce. I went to Millersburg, which is a much smaller city than this, and started a gift and bookstore.
Yes?
I'm there alone all day because I can't afford to hire a clerk. When Mr. Craig drove to Millersburg, he simply refused to leave my shop.
Well, so Millersburg doesn't have police protection, eh?
You mean I should have called a policeman to make him leave?
I couldn't very well mean anything else, could I?
If I'd called the police, just exactly what do you think would have happened to my reputation?
Millersburg must be a very strange place if a young woman can lose her reputation there because she tries to avoid the unwelcome attentions of a man. As a matter of fact, Miss Seeley, didn't you ask Mr. Craig to call on you?
No, of course not, I tell you.
Didn't you throw yourself at the defendant, admit that you were sorry you divorced him?
I tell you, I hate him, despise him. I hope he suffers for the wicked things he's done, and just as he's made me suffer. I hope they hang him.
Hope they hang him, eh?
I do.
Order. Hope they hang him. The jury might remember that. No more questions.
Ruth Seeley was a prosecution witness who did the people's case more harm than anyone had anticipated. The jury were quick to note her vindictive attitude towards the defendant. But the district attorney had other witnesses yet. Witnesses who could not be swayed or influenced by any emotion. For instance, the local coroner testified,
Louise Craig died instantly of gunshot wounds. The body was otherwise unmarked, and there were no factors involved.
and the head of the police ballistics department said,
The lethal weapon was a 12-gauge shotgun, double-barreled, with an improved cylinder sight and a modified choke left. At the range involved, this was fully adequate to cause death.
When additional witnesses testified they'd seen the defendant in the company of Ruth Seeley and other women in the weeks before the death of Louise Craig, then the district attorney rested for the people, and the judge adjourned the court for a brief recess. We return to famous jury trials in just a moment. As the court resumed, the defense lawyer opened his case and concluded his address to the jury by saying,
And we will prove that the death of Louise Craig was not murder, but a tragic accident which the defendant could neither have foreseen nor forestalled. I call my first witness, Miss Anne Sinclair.
Anne Sinclair? Anne Sinclair? Take the stand, please, Miss Sinclair. Do you solemnly swear the evidence you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Miss Sinclair, you were Louise Craig's sister, weren't you?
Yes,
And you loved your sister?
dearly. We've been very close since childhood.
Then if you suspected that your sister had been murdered, you would wish to see her murderer punished?
Oh, yes.
Have you a clear recollection of everything that happened on the morning of Sunday, October the 22nd?
Yes, sir.
Well, then, tell the jury about it in your own words.
I...
Now, don't be frightened, Miss Sinclair. There's nothing to worry about. Go on.
Yes, sir. Well, Louise and I had gone to early services that morning. When we came home, we went into the living room. And about 15 minutes later, Mr. Craig...
Hi there, youngster. Sorry I didn't get up in time to go to church with you two.
Hello, Vern.
Well, what's the matter with you, Louise? Why the scowl?
Where do you think you're going with that gun? Hunting again?
No, I'm just going to clean it. Might try my luck tomorrow, though.
Think you'll have better luck than you did yesterday?
Well, I couldn't have had worse.
I suppose not.
What's that, a wisecrack?
You didn't go hunting yesterday.
What?
You drove over to see that first wife of yours again.
Now, look here, Louise.
Oh, don't trouble to lie to me. I know where you were.
Oh, do you?
Why don't you admit it?
Well, all right, I did. Louise, listen to me. You misunderstand this whole thing. I don't give a darn about Ruth. You don't think I want to see her, do you?
I do.
Look, honey, she asked me to call her. In fact, well, she insisted. I didn't know just how to explain it to you, so I said I was going hunting.
Oh, you rotten, contemptible... Oh, I don't know what to call you.
Louise, how can you say such things?
You don't know him, Anne, the way I do.
Oh, but you're not being fair. I think it's awful the way you treat Vern. I wouldn't blame him whatever he did. You're so suspicious.
Oh,
and-
never mind, kid. Thanks, but I'll handle this. Louise,
Well,
listen to me, Louise. I've been seeing Ruth because she told me she's in financial trouble. When we were divorced, she wouldn't take any alimony from me, so I felt it my duty to try and straighten things out for her.
uh-huh.
Yesterday, she admitted what she really wanted was to win me back. She told me she still loved me, and I told her that I love you. That's all there is to it.
A likely story.
You don't believe me?
What do you think?
Very well. I don't like these quarrels. But I'm going to lay down the law a little around here. Until you apologize or give me the chance to explain, I'm going to do as I darn well please. You're not going to tell me anything about what I can do. You understand?
Do whatever you wish. I don't think I care anymore.
Well, it's not my fault. Anne,
Yes, sir.
hand me that oil and rag on the cabinet there, will you?
Yes. See? Here, then. My, this rag's terribly dirty and oily.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you.
Certainly doesn't seem to bother you much what I think. Maybe you wouldn't care if I did leave you. Maybe you'd be glad to be rid of me.
Ah, now, Louise, why act like that? You know darn well, honey, that... Louise! Louise!
And that's exactly the way it happened.
Tell me, can you explain the fact that the defendant's gun was loaded?
Yes.
Who loaded it?
I did.
You loaded the gun?
Yes. I'd seen it standing there. I was curious. I wanted to see if I could load it. Oh, it's all my fault. I'm to blame. It's all my fault.
That will be all, Miss Sinclair. Your witness. Miss Sinclair, I show you the defendant's shotgun.
Yes, sir.
Here. Take it.
What?
You've handled it before. You've told us that, haven't you?
I...
Don't be afraid. It's not loaded this time. I give you my word. There. Now then, here are 2 shells. Shells manufactured to fit that type of gun. They are blanks, however. The shot's been removed. Take them.
Please.
Go ahead. They won't bite you.
Your Honor, I object to this exhibition. This young
Your
girl...
Honor, this is necessary to the prosecution's case.
Objection overruled. You may proceed, subject to future connection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now then, you have the gun and shells. Load that gun exactly as you did on the morning of October 22nd. Well, what are you waiting for? Please, I'm sorry, but I must insist.
I can't. I was lying. I don't know how those shells got in the gun, but I knew Vern didn't do it. I was just trying to help.
And you're very young and very inexperienced. Remember that in the future. Clerk, please help her from the stand.
Yes, sir. I call the defendant, Vernon Craig, to the stand.
Vernon Craig. Vernon Craig.
Mr. Craig, had you an explanation for the fact that your shotgun was loaded?
I just don't know. I might have loaded the gun, but I've never done a thing like that before. Handled a loaded gun in the house, it doesn't seem possible. Unless Mr. Bronson didn't unload it as he thought he did.
Well, obviously, when you began to clean your gun, you didn't have the safety catch on.
No, sir, I didn't.
Just how did it happen that the gun went off?
Well, I had that oily cleaning rag in my hand, and I was trying to grip the gun, but it slipped.
And in falling, the gun was discharged accidentally.
Yes, sir. That can happen very easily.
Thank you. That's all.
I won't keep you long, Mr. Craig. There's only one important point here to be cleared up for the jury. So it looks as if we'll have to attempt another experiment with this gun. Now here, I'll cock it. But the shells it contains only blank. Now then, we'll determine just exactly how much of a jar it does take to discharge this gun. Try it, Mr. Craig. Hit the butt on the floor. Sure. Again. Harder, Mr. Craig, harder. It won't do it. But it did it before. I swear it did. It looks as if your luck was still out, I'm afraid. I'll take that gun now. There, the hammer dropped, see? Just as you took the gun. Well, maybe you urged it a little bit as you handed it to me. No, I didn't. All that banging on the floor wouldn't dislodge the hammer, but the little jar when I put the gun in your hand set it off. Probably it did after the hammering you gave it. But you didn't hammer and bang the gun on the floor when your wife was shot, did you? Well, no, but don't you see? And it was you who coached Miss Sinclair to tell the story she did on the stand. I don't know why she said that. I tell you the gun went off accidentally. That's all. The defense rests, Your Honor. The state rests.
Sum up for the defense, please, Counselor.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is the kind of evidence which the prosecution has arrayed against the defendant? Circumstantial evidence, all of it, from first to last. The state would have you believe that the defendant was in love with his first wife, but that she hated him. They would have you believe that this man committed murder because of a woman who hated him. And what if the witness, Cole Bronson, does state that he borrowed the gun in question and himself cleaned it before its return? Remember, it was a cold day. Mr. Bronson himself says that he had been drinking. Do not forget that the gun was accidentally discharged just as the defendant first picked it up. The state will no doubt remind you of the unfortunate attempt of the youthful witness to protect the defendant. Well, no matter what her motive, keep this always in mind. This witness was the sister of the dead woman, and if she had seen the defendant level his shotgun and deliberately take aim at her sister, nothing on the face of this earth could prevent her so testifying. And so, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The case of the prosecution, which on the surface seems so strong, is in reality so flimsy that the first application of logic to its structure sends it crashing to destruction. I know, as you must know by now, that the defendant is fully deserving of a verdict of not guilty.
Sum up for the prosecution, please.
May it please Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I wonder if the learned counsel for the defense is aware that of all kinds of evidence, circumstantial evidence can be the most incriminating, depending, as it does, upon an intricate network of dovetailed facts that raise the odds against coincidence to 1,000,000 to 1. It has been shown that the shotgun which fired the fatal charge had been cleaned and emptied of its shells before being returned to its owner. The defendant admits that he may have reloaded that shotgun. But is it likely that if he did reload it, that his purpose was innocent? Do experienced hunters load guns in their homes? And how do we explain the fact that the shotgun could not be discharged here in this courtroom until it had been violently banged and hammered on the floor, although it was stripped with such suspicious ease there in the privacy of the defendant's home? I admit you cannot find the defendant guilty if there is the slightest doubt of his guilt in your mind. But, ladies and gentlemen, is there any such doubt? It would be completely incredible if there were. And therefore, I demand a verdict of guilty. The
jury filed into the jury room to deliberate the fate of the defendant. Both the prosecution and the defense had made appeals to their reason, but which side could do so with the most justice? Was Vernon Craig guilty of a particularly cowardly murder, or was his wife the victim of a terrible accident? We will bring you the actual verdict in just a moment. The jury was absent from the courtroom for 3 hours before they returned with their verdict.
We find the defendant, Vernon Craig, not guilty.
Vernon Craig was acquitted by the jury of the terrible charge of murder, being given the benefit of the doubt. He was judged and found innocent because of a jury's traditional caution. The caution which is the foundation of the jury system, and which says, better that once in a while a guilty man should go free rather than have one innocent man perish. Vernon Craig may not have been guilty, so despite appearances, he was awarded his freedom. Famous Jury Trials, the drama of the courts drawn from actual courtroom cases. This is a Grace Gibson radio production directed by Lawrence H. Cecil.